y'all, and we on. I'm just waiting on everybody to come on over and join us.
She was dealing with you all day long. That shit is bogus because it's like, yo, you was with me and Atmo the whole day. We took you to the hair salon, all that shit.
Right,
Like,
I wasn't
the
aware.
whole day. You went to the thing and seen her with them bitches, and that was a problem. That's what all this shit is just crazy. Cause I'm like, yo, as a
Joining in or All right, y'all. Hey. What's up? What's going on? Um, I just went back over on YouTube to add some people. But how y'all doing tonight? Can y'all hear me? All right, maybe you can't hear me. Hold up. Hey, I added you, Kyle. Can you hear me? I might gotta go out and get back on. Wait a minute. Can
Yeah,
you? All right. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
That's good. Wow, tonight, I don't know. It's up to y'all what y'all really want to talk about tonight. But somebody had sent me a message on my Instagram showing me my sister Chastity charges. I don't know if y'all seen that. Did y'all see that?
What was it?
What she was locked up for?
What was she locked up for?
Abuse, child abuse.
Oh my gosh, who did
That's
she
why,
abuse?
girl. That's why I'm just sitting here laughing at people. People like, oh, you ain't gonna see it. This, and third. I'm like, y'all don't even know my sister. Like, y'all is crazy. So, but somebody looked that shit up and found it. Her sons, her two boys. So I remember one time, all right, remember when I told y'all they used to always drop my nephews and nieces off to me and I would have them
Yes,
for a year or two and then they wouldn't let me see them after they came and got them back?
yes.
Okay. Her baby boy, I had him for a couple of years. And I think Shakur, how old is Shakur now? Shakur got to be like 3 or 4 now because I had him the first 2 years. When I say I spoiled this child, you would have thought he was mine. So the first time she came home from jail, she like, I want my son. Can you bring me my son? Take him to Miami house. This and the third. So I took him to my mother house. Girl, when I took him to my mother house, probably about, I want to say like 2 weeks later, after Chastity came home, she went and got him. He ended up ODing. And my daughter brought him back to life. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I just don't speak on everything. And I said, I'm not
Mm.
going to keep speaking on everything on no goddamn Instagram and they getting paid off of my shit. That's dead. So I'm gonna start talking over here on YouTube. But how you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. How old is Chastity?
Oh shit. Let me see. Tristan 27, so Chastity like 25 or 26.
And
Yeah.
she's your sister, like your real sister.
Girl, it's me, Terrence, Sierra, Terrain, Tessa, Eugene, Mookie, which is Obadiah, Chastity, Latifah, Krishan, and Lil Petey. Yes.
And
Blood sisters.
all the
Krishan is
brothers
the
are in
baby
jail.
girl. Yeah, except Lil Petey and Terrence. So
Oh,
two.
where's Terrence at? I never seen him.
He be on there. He sell books and stuff. He be on there, but he was trying to write about my story. So I kind of like distanced myself from my brother because that shit really
Mm.
hurt. I'm like, here it is. You want to write my story, but then you want to charge me an arm and a leg to publish my book. That shit bullshit. So I just stay away from everybody. I'm doing my own thing. I got my book coming out, and that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's a lot of things that's going on Instagram and Twitter. Like they're
yeah.
sharing blogs and they're saying, they're just coming up with lies saying that you did something with Blueface.
They said what?
They said you did something with Blueface.
I like to know when that happened. I never met him in fake person.
But I
When
I
did that?
commented on
Look,
there and I said
you
like,
should have
yo,
said. You should have said when the fuck did that happen? She never even met him in person. Because when we
I
were supposed to went downtown, remember I didn't go.
right. I commented on there and I was like, yo, like
Now I'm
she ain't
fucking
do
Blueface.
nothing.
These people sick, man. They gonna say what they want to say, but that's the internet. So you
Yeah,
feel
the
me?
internet the internet is crazy. Like your sister said earlier today, like she was on live, Krishan.
Mhm.
She said that she's not messing with the internet no more. Like
And
she
I'll
she's
blame her. I'll
she's
blame her.
growing. Your
Yeah,
sister's
the internet.
growing.
Only reason I came on here was to tell my story and to help people that went through what I went through. That was it. That was it. Other than that, it's like people trying to turn it into other shit. And I'm like, nah, they not gonna stop me from doing what I was brought here to do or whatever God got me doing. I'm not gonna stop it. I'm gonna keep telling my story. My son gonna keep telling his story, and I don't give a fuck who get mad. But
Yeah, because it's your truth. At the end of the day, like it's your truth and you have a right to speak your truth. You have a right to speak how you feel, what you
yeah,
went through. It's your
yeah.
book. It's and God allowed all this to happen for you to tell it.
That's what I said. I said maybe he allowed it. Maybe it happened to me because he thought I was the strongest. But to be honest with you, it happened to a couple of my other siblings too, down to the ones that molested my son. They got molested, but they don't speak on it. And I'm like,
Right.
y'all letting these motherfuckers get away with it. Why? Because it's y'all father. It's his father. That's why y'all letting them get away with it. That shit just weird to me. Like me, I'm going to talk on it. I don't give a fuck. They can say what they want to say. But when it was all in the house, kept swept under the rug, it was all good.
Right. Because I paid attention to the live that Tessa was saying, and it was just, it's like somebody's telling the truth, which is you, and she's
Right. That's
lying.
a full of shit though. It's sad because she was burning my phone down, girl. And I already know what she was gonna say. I love you. It's not for the internet. That's what she said last time. So last time my daughter went over our house and they was talking about it. And my daughter was recording everything that was being said. She gonna tell my daughter, turn off the camera, turn off the phone, don't do no recording in my house. But Tessa, she got like real bad. She suffered from depression, and everybody kept saying, "Why you not throwing Tessa out there like you throwing everybody else out there?" Because I ain't want my sister to go back into that zone. She done been in psych wards. I ain't want that for my sister. That's why I wasn't throwing her
Mm.
under the bus like that.
Does
You
does
feel
any
me?
does anybody in the family struggle with bipolar?
Yeah, all of them, all of them.
Because
Yes,
I feel that
yes.
spiritually.
Down to me. Yes.
Yes, yes,
And I'm gonna
I
keep,
feel that
I'm gonna always
spiritually.
keep it 100. Like I told y'all, I will never lie to y'all. It is what it is. Like I can't change what shit is, but all of us. And it came from my grandmother on my mother's side.
Yeah, I
Facts.
definitely understand because me personally, I went through mental health issues for like 4 years. I struggled with depression, bipolar, anxiety, and by the grace of God, God
You're still.
healed me. Woo! Hello, hello, hello,
Can y'all hear me?
hello. Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
See,
So you was
the devil's working through the network.
yeah, but guess what? He ain't stopping shit. But I be messing with this so I could, figure it out more. But we all suffer from that. And I think like what really triggered me is once I told my story, like how everybody was coming, and I'm like, yo, these people really taking up it for these child molesters. Like, what the fuck is this world coming to? You feel me? It looked like they be saying, damn, I'm glad they putting that shit out there. Maybe they'll break the curse. That's my whole purpose. I don't want my nieces and nephews to go through what the fuck we went through. Period. Now, one thing for sure and two things for certain. One of my nieces was already molested, but I just don't know which one. She came on my page, on a fake page. She was like, I love you, Aunt Nika. Keep telling your story. You speaking true facts. Keep telling your story. So I'm like, who is this? So she was like, just know it's one of your nieces. But she never would say which one. So I'm like, well, is you all right? She was like, yeah, I was molested too. I said, what? I said, well, fuck them. Put that shit out there. You can come live with me. But she just kept coming on every day for a long time. And then she just went ghost on me. And I'm
Right,
like, I
right,
believe it was my little sister Tessa daughter. That's who I believe in my heart it was. But
right.
she's scared to speak up because she said, you see how they bash you, Nika? They going to do that to me. She said she
Mm,
wasn't strong enough. And that shit hurt me. And I'm like, damn. So one of my nieces got molested. They being quiet about it because they not trying to hurt or disappoint their mother. That's what's making me
right,
think it's my niece, the one I think it
right.
is. But
At the end of the day, I feel like they need to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's not
girl,
something
they gonna
easy
take
to
that
like.
shit. I think they gonna take that shit to their grave. Cause this is my thing. Y'all big sister done came out about her story. Y'all first nephew done came out and said what y'all did to him. Why won't y'all come out now and tell y'all story? What happened to y'all? I'm not saying it's gonna justify what y'all did to my child, but hurt people hurt people. You feel what I'm saying? And the shit
Yes,
they did to my son was fucking torture. Tessa, only thing Tessa did, she told him to stick his dick in her. That's all. That's what she did, and it still wasn't right. But that's what she did. This other shit that was done to my child was fucking torture.
how
Like,
old is Tessa?
all right, damn, girl. I think Tessa, what, 29, 28? I'm 43. So Tessa, like, Girl, I don't know. It's too many of us. I don't be remembering
I think she's in her
anybody.
30s. She looked like she's in her 30s.
Tessa, let me see. Hold up. Tessa was born 1990, the year my real father died. So 1990, you can do the math. That's how old she is. She was born
32.
1990. There you go. I know what year they was born, but I just don't know everybody's ages. But yeah, it's just sad because it's like, damn, Big Sis put her story out there. Fuck it. And guess what? You ain't gonna
What?
believe this. Tessa?
What?
Tessa already came out with her story.
So
But
it verifies that everything
not
did
on
happen.
live.
She just
Not on live. She went, all right, that's what happened with Tessa. Now, the one that molested me, which is Tessa and Krishan father, he
yeah.
molested me, and his father molested Tessa and Latifah.
Mm.
Facts.
Mm.
Facts. Big facts. So why won't y'all put these monsters out there? But you still acting
Right.
like you love your grandfather so much, this, and the third. This the same man that hurt you, though. Like,
Right.
and then it led to y'all hurting my child. Y'all don't think that was wrong?
It was
But no,
wrong.
everybody want to tell the internet I'm lying. But when I wasn't saying nothing about it, everybody knew it was true. Wasn't nobody saying shit. But as soon as I come out and tell the world, now it's a problem. And I'm lying. Fuck out of here.
Right,
Nah.
right,
See, good thing is so many people in Baltimore grew up with me. I ran the
right.
street with hella niggas, hella females. They love the fuck out of me. It's a bunch of them
Aw.
that be coming on my live like she ain't lying. Like they ran with me. They know me. They know me more than my real family know me. You feel me?
Wow.
And I'm like, damn, God keeps sending witnesses. Like, so I'm not gonna argue with nobody on Instagram no more because I know what the fuck I went through.
Yeah,
God
I mean,
knew
like,
what I went through. So
I
for
mean,
my sister to sit there and say I was playing with God, I felt for her. I ain't even gonna lie. I asked God to forgive her. God forgive her for even saying that. Like, I don't want to see my sisters and them go to hell or burn in hell. I don't want to see that. I just want
right.
everybody to come out and tell the truth. That's it. Like, I love the fuck out of my family, but they treat me like shit. And
Yeah,
and
because
I always like wonder.
The Bible says all liars is going to hell.
And guess what? They go to church every Sunday like they so sanctified, holified. But here it is, y'all telling all these lies. You don't think I'm worried
Right.
about them? I know the outcome. I read my Bible every day.
Right.
So I
And
know
and
the
and and
outcome.
and, and, and then that's what people get it confused with. It's not about going to church. It's really about your relationship with God.
Facts.
You know
Facts.
what
And
I'm
I'm like,
saying?
they sit here and say all this stuff. They that mad at me for putting my story out there. That shit's sick. Hey Melody, how you doing, sweetie? Hey Simmons, how you doing? Hey Aaliyah, how you doing? But yeah, this channel right here is for like people that's been abused, people that haven't talked about it. That's why I was like, y'all can keep y'all cameras off. Y'all don't gotta show y'all face. When you're ready to show your face, show your face. But we was on
Right.
here, I think it was last night or early this morning, and it was so good, girl. It was so many positive people on here, and there was a lot of people on here that was abused, and they was talking on it. That's what
Yeah.
I made the channel for.
Like
Yep.
me personally, when I was young or whatever,
Uh-huh.
I was about 7 years old, and I was molested by my older cousin. He was about like 17, 18, and
Uh-huh.
he would draw pictures of my body and him trying to, like his my body parts with
Sick
his
people.
body parts,
Sick
and
people.
yeah, and he would take me downstairs to the basement in my grandma's house and try to and put his penis in my mouth and stuff like that. Like he almost attempted to like put it inside of me or whatever the case may be. But I
You
would
know all
scream.
them people gonna burn in hell, right? I don't mean to cut you off. Where he at now?
Uh I think he lives all the way outstate. I'm in New York, so he lives all the way outstate.
Did you ever tell your mother and them what he did?
I never told my mom or my dad.
Up to now? You never told him?
Yep, and they're still living. I'm 28, and my dad is 71, and my mom is 61.
Why don't you tell them before they go away from here?
Um, the reason why I don't want to tell them because it's like I don't want them to have a burden of that on their heart. You understand? Like,
Okay.
from a parent's perspective, like it's like a parent would
I
think
get
it's
what
their
you're saying.
fault.
You
You know,
28 now. I get it. I get it.
a parent will think it's their fault that that happened to their child, and it could be a lot of stress and mental pressure on them. You know what I'm saying?
Was he
So,
living with y'all?
who?
Your cop, the one that did that to you.
No, he's not living with me or whatever the case may be. But it's just I forgive him or whatever the case may be
You'll
because
just never forget it.
um well, me praying to God and stuff like that, like I do honestly believe like God has healed me from it. But
Right.
I remember the story, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You'll never
And
forget it.
I understand what you mean. Like you don't want your family members, even though they did all of that, you don't want them locked up. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Because
everybody keeps saying, why won't you file charges? File charges. Okay, this happened over 20 years ago, right? Like my son keeps saying. It happened over 20 years ago. All my son wanted was a fucking apology. They his aunts and his uncles. And I know he still loved them because that's our family. Like I just see the hurt when he talk about it. I hate hearing my son talk about that shit. And I'm like, well, if the shoe was on the other foot and I would have did some sick shit like that to y'all kids, how would y'all have felt? What would y'all have
right,
done?
right, because
So
they
I
said they
saved them for real because we moved far away. I ain't even gonna lie to you, just so my son wouldn't have to see these people. And
yeah
now here it goes.
because
Go ahead.
he did say that both the uncles apologized. So if the uncles apologized, that
Yeah.
just shows you that something went
And
down.
they did the worst shit. The worst. Chastity,
Right.
she just keeps saying they was playing house. Like, come on, Chastity, stop. Be honest once. Just house. Y'all was torturing my child, like torturing him. That's not fucking playing house.
Right. And
But
the thing is, it when abuse happens, it affects us all the way up to like teenage and even in our adult years. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm about to explain about that is that like us going through that, it will lead us to a state of going to drugs. It would lead us to a state of having sex with men. It would lead us to a state of depression. It would lead us to so many mental issues, you know what I'm
right.
saying, because of that happening. It's like a portal of demons opened up in our body, and now we fighting these demons inside of our mind.
Yeah, because I had a real bad perk habit. The hardest drugs I ever did in my life was ecstasy pills when I was younger and perks. I was
Right.
addicted to perks, but by the grace of God, I got off of them bitches, and I've been off of them for years. Like that's why I don't like taking pills. I don't like taking no pain medicine. The only thing I do now is smoke my weed, and I love my weed. I smoke that shit every day. But it
Right.
give me like a peace. I ain't gonna say it's the best thing for you, but it give me a peace of mind. Everybody different. Some people I know smoke say they get paranoid, but me, it give me a peace of mind. Like it really did. I'm
Right.
just glad
And
I'm telling my story and I'm helping other people come out with theirs.
yeah, because honestly, China, you could go so far with this. There's mental health places you could work in. You could actually do your own YouTube podcast of
That's what
mental
I want
health,
to do.
recovering from sexual abuse or
Yeah,
any other mental issues. Because see, the thing is, what comes to sexual abuse is also mental illness. You understand?
right,
And
right.
me personally, I struggled with mental illness. I struggled with depression. I struggled with anxiety. I
Me
struggled
too.
with all types of different issues in my mind, and you know people would call it out, and I didn't even understand. I had to like sit and do research on what's this and what's that, and I just thank God that he allowed me to see what I was struggling with, because some people live in their struggle to the day they die.
Girl, I see a lot of people that get high, like fiends, junkies, and I be looking at them like I know they went through something, but they wasn't strong enough, like to deal with it.
Right.
A lot of people don't be strong enough, and I just
They
thank God for giving me the strength that He gave me and my son, because I would have expected my son to turn out gay, and I'm being honest. At all the shit they
right,
did to my child, and by the grace of God, he not. Like that's why
right.
I said, can't nobody tell me there ain't no God. Like He is the
No,
best.
listen, God is real. I don't care
Yes,
what
He
nobody
is.
say. God
Yes,
is
He
good.
is.
God is
Mhm.
real.
Yep.
All of it's real. The God is real. The devil's real. Good is real. Evil's real.
Facts. Facts. Facts.
And we're living in a generation in time where people don't even see the evil that they commit within themselves. You
Nope.
understand? They
Nope.
don't see it. And
Yeah.
it takes the Holy Spirit to be inside of our bodies to see, what's the truth, what's sin, what's this, what's that,
Facts.
discernment.
Facts.
God is our true guider.
Yep.
So but I am grateful for everything I went through, because it has made me into who I am today.
Me
You know,
too.
it
Yep.
was
I said
also
that.
painful. it was also painful to go through all of that because you know when you go through molestation, mental issues, you know it's a affliction, it's a pain
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's like whoa, like
Like
how
it
do I
caused
get through
me.
this?
Like I don't trust nobody. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only thing I ain't get over yet. Like my trust issues is fucked up. Like I don't trust nobody. I don't let my 12-year-old go stay the night at nobody's house and never did in 12 years. Like he can have company. They come over here and stay, but I do not let him go stay at nobody's house. My 7-year-old granddaughter we had her since that's Tristan's daughter. He had her since she was 4 months and she's 7. We don't let her go stay at nobody's house. Like it just made me real protective and I got fucked up trust issues.
Yes, and I definitely understand that. And you know, see, reading the Bible is so important, you know, in our lives. And I have to catch up on reading the Bible more. But the thing is, one thing I noticed about what's in the Bible, God always talked about, you know, trust in Him. Don't trust nobody else. Trust in Him.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Hey,
and
what
we
you
can't.
got?
And the reason why we can't trust everybody is because everybody has evil in their heart.
Yeah, and I
You
noticed
know,
that being on live, me and my son telling our story and some of the comments. I'm like, it's some sick people out here. If I could blow their ass through this phone, I would. It's some sick people out here in this world. Richie girl, I'm glad you joined us. But thank you for speaking, sweetie. And you're more than welcome to come up here anytime you want. You got something you want to get off your chest. I have no problem whatsoever. But before we hang up, I do want to discuss when my sister was dealing with Blueface, their relationship, because I'm gonna have her come over here too. I want to get her on here one day, just so she can talk and tell y'all about her relationship. But I want to give her a little more time to get over it. But hello, everyone. All right, we just got people. I guess they just listening.
did you
Um,
add them? Did you add them completely into the stream? Because it looks like none of them could talk.
can y'all say anything? Hold up, let me see. Now remind y'all, I'm not good with this. I'm just starting this shit out. All right, public view on YouTube. No. I don't know why they can't say nothing now. Because earlier everybody was on here talking. Can y'all say anything? Anybody? Hey Tiffany, how you doing?
I
Tiffany
I
said
could
yeah.
I
Could
could
you
hear.
you can hear some of them?
Yes.
All right, I can't hear nobody. That's weird.
Yes. Yeah, I would love to hear Krishan's story, you know, because um I I don't think Krishan always had it easy. None of y'all had it easy, you know?
Right, right,
And I think her meeting Blueface, it was like her actual first true love for real.
right. Hey
And
everyone, what's up, Slit? Somebody was talking, but I couldn't hear him.
I don't hear nobody else.
All right, let me see. I think I gotta. That's something I'm not doing right. Cause it's crazy. Cause everybody earlier was on here, like you can hear everybody. Um, settings, audio, speakerphone. All right, mine's on. I think they gotta turn theirs on.
Um
They gotta turn their mics on.
well,
She said I gotta unmute everyone. How the hell I got everyone muted? Don't worry, y'all. We gonna get this shit. Trust me. What you was saying, Mama?
what I was saying is you said that you were going to speak on Krishan, your sister and stuff like that. Um, you know, um I just feel for your sister, you know, because the simple fact that, you know, she just had her baby and, you know, to deal with everything she's going through, you know, to deal with everything she's going through and the man is, you know, doesn't want nothing to do with her or the child, you know, that's a lot.
Right, right,
That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, he promised that baby to her. It's not like she was like, "Oh, I want a baby only." You know, it was her and him together that wanted that
right.
baby. You
All
know
right,
what I'm
it's
saying?
saying I can't unmute them because they got their self muted. Yeah, they got can't unmute your guests because they choose to mute themselves. Okay, that's fine. If they want to just sit on here and listen, whenever they ready to join in, they're more than welcome. But I understand what you're saying. I just think she too pretty for that, and my sister can get anybody she fucking want.
Right. And but I do think that, I mean, sometimes, when you're young, you'll use you'll meet someone else to cope with, you know what I mean? But
Right.
I do feel like, she's young. Thank God she's young, because when you're
Yeah.
young, man, it's hard to make good choices, because when you're young,
Exactly.
you're always making foolish choices, because
Yeah.
that's where you go through things and you learn how to gain wisdom, you know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
she still has a young mindset, and not only that, she has the fame, the celebrity status, she has a
Right.
lot going for her, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, she has a lot of interactions with people, but she has to put discernment on, because everybody that's coming around her is not for her.
They definitely not. They definitely not. Like at first, I really didn't care too much for Marsha and Jay, and I kind of still don't. But it's like I'm just staying in my own zone. But
Me,
it's
me
just something
personally,
about
me
them
personally, I'm
two.
gonna be honest. March and Jay could say all they want, that they're her friends, but honestly, the only reason why they even there is because
The
they're trying to
money.
eat off. They're trying to eat off Krishan.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because my thing is,
Facts.
if you eating off Krishan, why don't you go out there and make some money to help pay the bills in the house too?
My point exactly.
For
That's
real.
why. That's why I sit back and I just watch and I'm like, yo,
Because
she's sitting there
I don't.
doing big right for these girls. Don't just meeting these people not that long ago and just looking out for them, but not doing too much for you. I don't think she don't owe nobody nothing. But me, if I was in a situation like that and I know I'm getting that bag right now, I'm gonna make sure everybody's straight. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm
Me
gonna make sure
personally,
my
like,
mother
if
and my siblings is good, and I don't care
her
what nobody
having
says.
her having that big house, family should have been in there. Period.
Thank you. No, yeah, I wouldn't even. I don't like me. I gotta live by myself. I got my own babies. This and the third, whatever. But me, I would have just sent everybody. Look, do what you gotta do. Go ahead. I know you got shit y'all trying to do. Do it. But she throwing you. All I was saying was, I love Krishan. That's my baby. I don't play about her. But when I seen her throwing all that money in the strip clubs, giving Blueface all that money, I'm like, Krishan, mommy's supposed to have been in a house show. Like I'm trying to teach her. But
Right.
sometimes people just gotta learn on their own. But it just
Right.
hurt me when I see people try to drag on my sister like that shit. That's when I get upset.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But March and Jay, they're definitely eating off Krishan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Krishan has a sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
allow other people that you don't know like that to just come live with you and stuff like that.
But
That takes
Krishan ain't
that.
loaded up that long. She ain't loaded up that long. I want to say probably 2-3 years the most. Like 3 years
Right.
the most. The most. That's what I'm saying. Like Dallas, Marsha's her best friend, and I'm like, this shit just weird, man. That's why I just said I'm just staying out of it. I'm sitting back, go ahead and work on my book, getting my book out, and helping people. That's my goal.
Right. I mean, I do respect them for, like, having her back when it came to Tashiki and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna be living in someone's house or whatever, at least contribute too. Don't just sit up here and try to live off somebody else's fame. Get your life together too.
Facts.
You know what
Facts.
I'm saying? Because
Yep.
at any moment, you know what I'm saying, she could get a man and grow her family. Man, y'all gonna have to get out now.
Yep. Yep.
You know.
But I
But
didn't even know they was staying there with her. They was living there. This shit just get crazier and crazier.
yeah, and I think they said that Chastity is about to live with her too, something like that.
Of course she is. Of
But at the
course.
same time, I'm gonna be honest, yo. I really don't. I mean, I know that's your sister Chastity, but I really don't trust her.
Damn. God, you anointed. You anointed. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I want me and you to keep in touch for real. You anointed. You already rep my sister. But it's funny
Yep.
because everybody on there like, oh my goodness, Chastity home. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, are y'all serious? I didn't want my sister in jail, but I know how my sister is.
I'm
Anytime you fight your own mother, like I know how you are. Who the fuck in their right mind gonna fight
Chastity
their
looks
own
like
mother?
me that she's the type to ride Tashiki's wave more than Krishan's. I'm sorry.
Facts.
I'm sorry.
Facts. Yep.
And a lot of people ain't gonna see that or whatever the case may be, because at the end of the
Yeah,
day, she just got out or whatever the case may be. But
yeah,
once she hear the wrong thing, she's on the cheeky side, and nobody ain't gonna believe
yeah.
that. But watch,
You
you
ain't
know.
never lied. All
But
she gotta say is, "I got a couple dollars for you," and she covered.
Krishan, she's gonna have to go through all of this to see who's real. She already going through the internet stuff. You know what I'm saying? She's like, you know what? I see who's for me, who's not. She's learning, but she gonna get better.
Why I stay the fuck out of it. Because I already know it's gray go down. I know my sisters. Like, I know my sisters.
And it's crazy because the thing is, Krishan gave Chastity some money or whatever the case may be. But I guarantee you, when something goes down, Chastity ain't gonna remember and be like, "Oh, you gave me money." She ain't gonna remember that. Hello, hello.
She lied and told me, all right, this is the craziest thing. Chastity, man, see, I didn't even want to put all this shit out there. But she called me one day. She was like, your
Mm-hmm.
daughter going to get banked. My daughter was in Baltimore. My baby girl would be on live with me all the time. She said,
Yeah.
she about to get banked. I said, what the fuck you mean she about to get banked? I'm on my way to Baltimore. Remind y'all, it took me about 5-6 hours to get there. So once I
Right.
finally get there, the whole time she just wanted money.
Right. Because it's called a motive.
Say it, tell you. And I'm like, that's crazy. You sitting here really reading my sister.
And
You
another
really
thing is,
reading.
with Tashiki, all them people that's around Tashiki is only around her because they want to eat off her table.
Right. They don't gotta choose size, Richie girl, but it's wrong to keep letting somebody use you and get over on you. And here it is, you got a sister that got your back, and I don't want shit from you. I just want you to get away from them devils, them people that I know
Right.
using you. That's it. I know how my siblings is. I don't think nobody should have to pick sides. Everybody asked me whose side was I. I'm not picking no side. Both of them wrong. We blood sisters. You feel what I'm saying? Me being the
Right.
firstborn, I don't talk to them like that though. You feel me?
Right.
All because of what their father did to me and what they did to my child. So it ain't like I could tell them right for wrong and they gonna listen to me. So I
Right.
just
Right.
sit back. It ain't about picking no damn sides. Like, nah, don't nobody gotta pick no sides. But I
And
just
it's
know
just
the outcome dealing with Chastity. I know how Chastity is. Prime example. Latifah,
and it,
boyfriend Randy is Chastity ex-boyfriend. How long do you think they gonna hang together? I know my sisters. I know how long they hang together. The longest they hung together. Like that shit not gonna last. So it ain't really no who picking sides. I'm not picking no sides. Period.
right. And if I was Chastity, I would be looking at Tashika like, you foul. Hello?
Want me talking?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But if I was Chastity, I'd be looking at Tashika like, you foul. I'm sorry.
Hmm. And
Like you
because what she did to your little sister, money makes the world go round. Just remember that. She getting money right now from both of them. So she not gonna pick no side right now. Anything
Yep.
she probably try to. I'm hoping she would get them back together. That's what I'm hoping. But I know how
But
they are, and I
Tashiki
know
and
she like
Tay
the
Tay
part with them beefing right now, so she can go back and forth.
but Tashiki and Tay Tay, all of them is gonna be in Chastity's ear.
Oh yeah, Tay Tay going to hell. God forgive me. She going to hell.
And
That, that
it's
girl
just
is
that
going to hell.
it's just sad that Tashiki would gather with Krishan's ops, you know.
That's the shit that pissed me off. And then the bitch Cuzzo had a nerve to try to make a diss track. Bitch, if you don't sit your dumb ass down, you already got smacked the fuck up. Now you playing these dumb games because she beefing with her sister, and that's because Tifa gave her leeway to come in. Why would you message her?
Exactly.
That's your
Exactly.
sister enemy. Like we blood sisters. We came out the same lady. Why would you message her? I would never go to none of their enemies. Never. I don't give a fuck how mad I am at you. I'm not going to your fucking enemy.
That's a
Period.
fact. That's a fact.
Mm-mm-mm.
And
That's just crazy.
just watching everything, it's giving vibes that Tashiki was jealous from the start, and people don't realize she was jealous because if she
She
wasn't
been like
jealous,
that all her life though with her. All her life with Krishan. That's why I'm like, why do her and Krishan keep linking up and they don't even get along? This shit weird. That's why I said I'm just sitting back. Cause this shit crazy. It's the money.
it's called soul ties.
Mm-mm-mm. It's fucked up though. And I know my mother always tell me, she said, all I want is all my kids to be together for one Thanksgiving before I go away from here. My mother tell me that all the time. And the sad part, I don't see it happening. Because the Malones stick to them lies. They don't care. Like they gonna take that shit to their grave. Just
Is
for
your
clout.
mom is your mom dealing with some issues?
Nah, my mother chilling. My mother doing
That's
real
good.
good. I'm trying to get her to move out here with me. She
That's
doing
good.
good.
That's
Yeah.
good. I'm happy for her. And but Krishan still looked over for her, right?
I don't know. Not that I heard of anything. My mother taught me everything. I mean, my mother talk every day. I don't know. I'm gonna just say that because I don't want to make nobody look bad or nobody think I'm trying to make them look bad.
Nah, you're
But
not.
yeah, it's just it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's real
Um,
crazy.
but you talked to Tareen, right?
Nope.
Oh wow.
Mm-mm. She the one that heard what her father was saying to me on the phone, and then turned
Mm,
around and denied it and said I was lying on the internet. But you know what your father did to me. So now I'm lying on the internet because I'm putting his ass out there in front of the whole world. But when
right.
everybody knew in the house, y'all knew what he did. It was all good. We were still all close doing, family shit. Like we were still like wouldn't nobody fuck with us because they knew we gonna go for broke.
Right.
Now, as we got older and I got grown and I started putting my shit out there, really putting it out there, man, I don't speak at all. Remind you, she his first child, period, with my mother.
Right. And honestly, me personally, like if I was you, I would reach out to TMZ and tell your story.
I want to get my book out first. Once I get my book out, then I don't mind doing it.
Yeah,
But I
because
want
like
to
what you could do is get your book out and go to contact TMG or whatever and do a podcast with them so you could get it all the way out there.
right. Wait a minute, China. This woman that is up is too involved in your family. Don't feed into what she don't like. Tashiki, and it shows at the end of the day that it's your sister. This woman should not be on here doing that. Okay. Do anybody else want to speak? Anybody else got anything they want to say? Y'all are more than welcome to talk. And ain't
Yeah, I
nobody
mean,
on mute.
I don't know if all the people are muted or something. I don't know.
No. They not. Because I unmuted one of them and it said I can't because they got theirs on mute. So I don't know if they just don't want to talk right now or what it is. I mean, they are just having a conversation. Facts. The mountain under the
Right.
rug is bigger. Yeah, that's the crazy part. That's what they want. They want us to keep that shit swept under the rug, and we're not going to do that.
Yeah, because it's
Mhm.
your right. It's your book. It's your story. You
Yeah,
understand? And you
yeah.
have all rights to
He shouldn't
explain
have
what
never
happened
did
to
it.
you. And not
He
only
shouldn't have.
that, you open you open other opportunities for other women to share their stories or men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not only just
Yeah.
women, it's men too.
Men and women have been through this shit, and that's the fucked up part.
You
And
know,
these
and it's
people that did it are still walking around like they ain't done shit. That's the
uh,
shit that get me.
and it's sad because they could at least humble themselves and be like, listen, I'm sorry.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Especially the father.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the father, at the age he was, he had a more than enough sense to anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly my point.
He had
So,
more than enough sense. He knows how to, have sex with your mother and create babies. So, you know what I'm saying? You know right from wrong.
yeah,
You
she is
know,
very interested in your
God,
family. Watch what you say.
God,
You're trying to pull certain stuff up out you. Sweetie, she can't pull nothing out me that I don't want out, that I haven't already put out there. It'll take me out the stage. I can't even speak right now. It's too late. Oh,
I don't pay that in mind what other people say or whatever the case may be because I'm not trying to judge nobody. You guys
right.
don't know me from
How
a hole
old
in the
were you
wall.
when you got molested?
I was around 6 years old.
Same around the same age. That's crazy because a lot of people I know was either around the same age and our shit was similar. But
Yes,
yours, you said
and
was your cousin.
yes, my cousin, he would draw pictures. Like, he was very gifted with drawing, but like the pictures he would draw was like, extreme. You know what I'm saying? And then I knew right from wrong at that moment. I knew what he was doing to me was so wrong. It wasn't right.
Right, right.
So nobody
So
could
how long
say.
did it go on?
It went on for a while.
See, that's the
And
crazy.
and the thing is, the person that does it or whatever the case may be, they do it where nobody's around, or they look to see nobody's
Yeah,
around. Like, people like that are very crafty in their mind.
yeah. You ain't never lying.
You know what I'm saying?
That's some sick
And
shit.
and
And they feel like they get away with it. But the guy that did it to me, Krishan and her father, he got one of his fingers got cut off. I said, look at God. He ain't done with him neither, because that man look a hot mess.
right, right. And to the people that's in the comments, I'm a spiritual person. I believe in God or whatever the case may be. So you don't know what type of gifts God instilled in me to share, to expand any knowledge, any wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I gotta say. But
Oh yeah, this is what
anyways,
I wanted to ask y'all. What do y'all think about this? I'm going to play this real
Dealing with
quick.
you all day long. That shit is bogus because it's like, yo, you was with me and Aunt Mo the whole day. We took you to the hair salon, all that shit.
Right,
Like,
I wasn't
out the
aware.
whole day. You went to the thing and seen her with them bitches, and that was a problem. That's what all this shit is just crazy. Cause I'm like, yo, as a
Now, did y'all hear that?
yes, your sister is speaking real fast because
Facts, facts,
your sister
facts.
knows a lot what was going on, and she also knows the fact that Krishan and Tashiki was supposed to ride together. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But
That's how my
Tashiki
mother raised us. That's how she raised us.
but Tashiki turned her back for her own motive.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
she
Because
already had
Sequoia,
plans though. Like she already had plans. As a godly
Sequoia
woman, you should want them all to get along, and for the family to want to cake together, not for them to draw apart.
well,
So,
you can't. You. The
what
thing
you
is, you could
got?
forgive, but sometimes God doesn't want you around somebody that's going to continue to poison you and affect you.
Right, right.
You know what I'm
Richie girl,
saying?
I don't think she coming on here with bad intentions. Me neither. Like this chat line is right here is for us just to talk and everybody get off their chest what they gotta get off their chest. Believe me, if it's something I don't want to say, I'm not gonna say it. Like it is what it is. She shared a story that she hasn't even told her own parents or family.
Well, I haven't shared that with my parents because at the end of the day, or whatever the case may be, I did not want them to carry that burden on their chest. I have shared my story with my husband. I had shared my story with certain individuals, but I have not shared it with my parents because I did not want them to think that they're the blame for that.
Right, right.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
understandable.
Someone going through this, that's a hard burden to carry.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And not everybody has the resources and ways to pull themselves out of something that's a burden. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't have a relationship with God and everything, you know?
Thank you, Lost Love. Yep.
But what your sister had spoke on Krishan, because I saw the video because it's shared on the internet or whatever, she
Mhm.
spoke facts. She spoke
Right.
facts. She stood by your sister's side. You know what I'm saying? But
That's how we
you guys
supposed to
both stay
do.
by your sister's side, and that's what I really like about you and Terrain. Y'all both stay by your sister's side or whatever the case may
Yep.
be.
She the baby at that, and that's the shit that get me with Tifa though. Like I don't know. Like we know, like you know better. Like mommy ain't raised us like that. Like that's the shit that be burning me up. That's why I said all they had to do was apologize to my son, and we could have started working out our family, whatever problems or whatever. I just don't want to be around that guy. Period.
Yeah, and people in the comments, I'm not recording nothing. I don't get down like that or whatever the case may be. You know,
You
but I
can't be
understand you.
fair here.
I understand. People get they overthink or anxiety and stuff like
Thank
that,
you,
but
Tiffany.
I'm not like that. Hello. Hello.
all. I want all. I want
Hello.
all. Yeah, I was reading a
I,
comment. I want
yeah,
all
I'm reading
y'all
the
to go
comments
through
too.
this.
I wanted to say that, sometimes we want the whole family to come together, but sometimes, okay, the Bible says, the God says our ways are not His ways. His his thoughts are not our thoughts. So the thing is, like, yeah, we may want that on, from the bottom of our heart, but God sees all things. You know what I'm saying? God has His time and purpose and plans of how He orchestrates everything.
Right. Right. Ain't would anybody else like to speak? Okay, I guess not. So, well, y'all, I'm gonna probably end up letting y'all go soon. um, we only been on here for an hour. I didn't mind staying on here for a little while. My mother was molested by my grandma's boyfriend, and that's how I got here. This conversation is always tough on to have, but very healthy. Yep, exactly.
It is healthy because, like, in
Yeah.
counseling, they teach us to, keep talking about it, keep expressing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a gas bubble inside your body. You got to release the gas, you know what I'm saying, so you can feel better.
Right. What's your side?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't believe in horoscopes or whatever the case may be because the Bible speaks about don't believe in witchcraft and stuff like that or whatever.
I don't
But
believe
like
in
they would,
witchcraft,
they
but
would
what's
say
your
I'm a
side?
Cancer.
You a Cancer?
They would say that.
They would say that.
Like
So
people
you
would
got
say that I'm a Cancer because I'm born July 7th.
you are a Cancer. You was born July
Yes,
7th.
yes. I'm
That's
born. I'm
crazy. You
born
was born the
seven
day
seven.
before my birthday.
I'm born 7/7 1995.
And I'm born 7/8/80.
Oh wow.
Facts. Facts. And horoscope's not witchcraft. I'm telling you. I love God. I don't play about my God. But I like the horoscopes. That's not witchcraft. Witchcraft is that shit that girl Piff do. Tay home girl. She do
Yeah,
witchcraft.
and see China, like, another thing is, like, they have your sister all on the Krishan, they have her all on YouTube, all these people into tarot cards reading into her and stuff. Like, for real, we just gotta pray for real.
That's it. That's it.
That's not something to play with. But God is good. God
Yeah.
has his covering, God has his angels.
Yeah. You got any kids?
Yeah, I have 3 children.
Okay. That's what's up.
I have a
That's
daughter that's 10 years old. I have a son that's 5 years old. Two sons. One son's 5 years old, and the other son is 2 years old. He's gonna be three
okay.
next month.
Oh, thank you, Slick Boo. That's what's
But
up.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have custody of my children right now. Something
At least you honest.
happened.
And we talk about that on here too. People
Yeah,
that
I
got
mean,
their kids fucked.
something happened, and I'm going through the courts process of doing parenting and mental health or whatever the case may be. My children are with my aunt or whatever the case may be. I'm praying to God that God just cover them and protect them. And you know, it hasn't been easy, but little by little, God is carrying me through.
Right. Right. You'll get them back. You just gotta have faith in God. That's it. But that's crazy because I just said yesterday I want to talk to people that lost their kids.
Yeah, and I thought that would never happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but things happen, and I'm grateful that this is happening. I'm gonna tell you why, because it gave me a more better outlook when I get them back, how to be more as a better mom. You know what I'm saying? Not that I was a bad
Right.
mom or whatever, but certain choices led up to certain consequences.
So you say you was born at how old are you?
I'm 28.
Girl, you got time to get your babies. And they still babies.
Yeah,
You
they're
got
still
time to get
babies.
them back.
Yeah, and I finished my parenting class already, so I go to court this week. God willing, everything goes well.
Yeah. Just have faith and walk in faith. I'm telling you. Just don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up.
Of course, I like giving up. I don't want to give up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
another thing that I mentally struggle with is trying to maintain work and keep a job or whatever the case may be. Because I'm a certified nurse assistant. I have my certificate in that, and
Uh,
um, I'll work, but then my mind will just get overwhelmed or whatever the case may be. But you know, I'm still trying to push, still trying to pray and tell God and cast my cares on
Cause
Him
you don't
and
want
keep
to go
going.
through what I went through. I ain't get mine. My kids, I got some of them back when they was like 15, 16, but they was already set in their ways. And then they ended up leaving, going back to the people again, then coming back to me. And I got tired of it. I got tired of the back and forth. I don't know. I don't know, but you got a chance. Your baby's still young. Like my son
Right,
was on
right.
here talking bad as shit about me the other day on Instagram. Terrible. And I'm like,
Mm.
damn, that's a child that I birthed. That shit killed me. I ended up blocking him. I said, I'm 43. I ain't got time for the back and forth. Y'all either want to deal with me or you
Right.
don't want to deal with me.
And you know what
Then
it
you sit
is?
there
It's like,
lying on the internet.
you know what it is?
Like,
When a lot of people when they're young or whatever the case may be, like,
chasing clout.
it's easy to feed into the negativity. You know what I'm
Yeah, because he
saying?
kept texting me, asking me to post his stuff on my page. And I'm like, what the hell? So I tell Tristan to post some shit on my page. He be like, nah, ma, I ain't doing that. That's your page. But here go this other child, like, can you post this stuff for me? I'm trying to get my views up. I'm like, God damn, so you using me for them numbers, that numbers shit everybody chasing? What the hell is going on in this world? You see,
Yeah,
I got
because
a long ass block list. I don't play that shit. You're not gonna disrespect me on my live. Period. I'm blocking you. Like, what the fuck? They can chase that
right,
number shit all they want.
right,
I'm
right,
not
because
gonna do it.
the thing is this generation, they're all focused about being on the internet, Instagram, TikTok, you know, Facebook, all of that. They spend their time on all of that or whatever the case may be. Everybody wants fame, everybody wants celebrity status, but having all of that sometimes is not even worth your soul.
Facts. Richie girl, which one are you? I can put you on the stage. You gotta tell me which one you are. Ty, Tiffany, Lost Love, Slick Boo, Britt B. I don't see you in the participants. I just see you in the comments. You can put yourself on stage though. Wait a minute. Let me see if trying to see how. Yeah, you should be able to jump on. She said, "How do I do that?" Shit, I'm new at this shit. Wait a minute, hold up. Go through more. Hit this. Hit more. Hit settings, and then hit gas. Wait a minute, no. Hold up. I just seen the shit. I don't know why you not in this box right here. You should be in this box right here. Everybody, I see everybody but you on there.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I'm saying I don't know if it's like you're streaming, how what type of streaming you have. I don't know how that all works, but you know,
It's live, it's public, so they should be able to come on. Like, I don't know. They should be able to come on. But it's a button saying hit view on YouTube. I don't know if I'm supposed to hit that or not, because I ain't trying to disconnect with y'all. Told y'all I'm new to this shit. We're gonna learn together though. That's because she not on StreamYard. She is on YouTube. Oh,
oh, you gotta go
okay.
on stream. You gotta go on the live stream yard.
It's in my bio on Instagram. Thank you, Slick Boo. Okay, Slick Boo. She straight hit it on the nose. Maybe go through StreamYard link. Tiffany too. Prayer, journal, be honest, and learning to let go and forgive it. Kind. Facts. Maybe she needs StreamYard links. Oh, thank you, God bless you. Clout is a dangerous drug, baby. You ain't never lying. I got
It
you. And
it
I'm a
it
man
it, it,
tonight.
it, it
All
is
right, my
dangerous.
bad.
You
My
know,
bad.
it is so dangerous, China. Because let me tell you something. I'm 28 years old.
Uh,
Listen, I have an Instagram with no picture. I am
wow.
I am so serious. I don't care. I don't care
You
for views.
remind me
All
of
of
the
that.
old me. Like you real secretive.
Yep, I am.
You remind me of the old me. I used to be like that. Real
You know, be,
fucking I feel I'm a little secretive though, as far as like where
like
I lay my head and shit like that. But
like
yeah.
because I learned a lot. I learned like we really live in an evil, wicked world. People will turn on you so quick. You know,
Yeah.
it's better to stay separate and walk with God and
Yeah.
trust God. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Facts. Richie girl, where you at? You say you in the box? I don't see it. All right, now somebody on here playing games. You always get one person. I'm gonna remove them from the stage. All right, her name is Lena Bina. Lena Bina. Hold up, Lena Bina. I got you now, Lena Bina. Hey, girl.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. How are you?
Okay. I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. How
I'm
you
doing good.
doing?
Good. I'm good. Wait, I hear somebody else.
I'm removing them slowly but surely. I don't want to remove the wrong one. All right, all right. Can you hear me now, Lena? Did I remove Lena?
I think you removed Lena.
Uh
I'm
oh,
here.
I did. All right, there she go.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yep, I can
Yes.
hear you.
Okay. Okay. So, I am one of nine siblings, all the same parents. We all grew up in the same house. It's it was a wild ride. Okay? So, I
Yeah,
know as far as, having multiple siblings, a lot of them, it's a lot. I'm
yeah.
the third. I'm the third oldest, so we have 40. That's the oldest, and then we have 35. I'm
Right.
30, and then after me, so it was 5 years, 5 years, 5 years. So I'm 30. My brother's 29. My other brother's 28. My sister's 27, and then we
Wow.
skipped a couple years, and then we have 23, 22. Then my niece is 21, and then my youngest brother is 20.
Wow.
So my niece is
Y'all got a big
older.
family like us.
Yeah, my niece is older than my brother, a year older.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so it's it was a little hectic, even as us being adults. When I tell you it has been, we all kind of get along now. Like I had to move. I moved from we're from
Oh yeah.
Connecticut. I'm 30.
Okay.
Yeah. So I moved from Connecticut. I moved to Florida. Was there for about 5 years. Now I'm in Atlanta.
Okay.
Um, Everyone else is back in Connecticut, but it's sometimes you just gotta having a big family. Everybody was right there. Then we all moved right next door to each other. Everybody wanted to stay right next to each other.
That's how it's supposed to be, though. That's cute. That's how it's.
Yeah.
Anybody ever molested or anything in your family?
So no.
And it's crazy because I got 9 kids.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, so you
Yep.
know this.
5 boys and 4 girls. My baby girl, she always on live with me. And I
I
got
do be
my
seeing
12 year
her.
old. My 12-year old still home, and then my son got his 7 year old daughter. He had her since she was
Okay.
4 months.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
cute. So yeah, having nine
And I
kids,
moved them far away from my siblings. So,
yeah, no, I get that. I mean,
oh, Tiffany, you got 5 boys and 4 girls too. That's what's up.
yeah, five girls, four boys. So,
That's all right.
and as far as like molesting, as far as the family, no, but there was a lot of abuse.
Okay.
So it was a lot of physical. Like my dad was very, very abusive. He was like militant, and
Mm-mm.
he used to beat our ass. I was actually taken away when I was 13. So I was taken away because the school, and I didn't say anything, but the school kept seeing like bruises and marks.
Um,
And after a while, like my dad, after they started questioning him, he just, whenever it would happen, I
um,
would go to school for a week. I would go to school for 2 weeks. Then they started questioning that. So, but my
wow.
dad will always say, you tell anybody what happens in this house, I'm going to kill you. So it was more, and I didn't tell as far as, when they asked me what happened, I told them what happened. I didn't think that there was anything wrong
Right.
with what was going on. I thought it was normal. So, but they
Mm-mm.
said, no, girl, you got welts and bruises, and that's not black eyes getting thrown across the room by your hair. That's not a regular ass whooping,
No, it's not.
So
That's
it's,
definitely abuse. Do you
yeah.
still talk to him?
Well, he just passed away in April.
Okay.
So he just passed away. But
Did
we,
your mom know?
yeah, well, my mom was abused too.
Yep.
So he
See,
used
that's
to
what
like
we
beat
went
on my
through.
mom too. So, we knew that was going on. I remember when
Did
my
your,
brothers got older, He tried to
Um,
touch my mom, and my brothers both stood in front of her, and he ain't want to try him.
good, good.
Yeah, they weren't
That's
having that.
crazy. We went through it too. That's crazy.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
where's your mom at? Is your mom still living?
yeah, she is. My mom is actually in New Hampshire. She ended up remarrying because my dad
Okay.
had a stroke about 8 years ago. He was paralyzed on the left side of his body.
I would say
So
sorry to hear that, but that shit he did to y'all, I'm not sorry to hear that.
yeah, I mean, my mom will say it. She don't even care. She's like, that's karma.
Right.
So
Yep.
she'll
Yep.
say it, straight up. So, and I do believe that as well. It's just the hard part is after he had the stroke, he kind of didn't remember too much. So his mind was
Right.
like all he didn't remember like who was who that he was talking to. So
Wow.
there was really no
God
closure
got him
as
good
far
though.
yeah, yeah. There was no
Dang.
closure as far as get an apology or anything like that. It was just kind of like it just didn't happen. We still were there for him,
That's all right.
you
God
know.
got you.
Yeah,
God got
I
you.
was still there for him. I was there for him 100%, and I didn't hold that grudge as far
That
and
was
and and
as
and
good.
and, and that's
yeah,
really
and
good.
I
That's
got
really
the
good.
worst out of everybody. And I
That's
That
probably
was
really
treated him the best
good.
out of everybody. So
that
after it happened, but
that's really
Wow.
it'd be like that.
That's really good that you didn't hold a grudge because, like, I don't know if you guys ever heard about Joyce Meyer's story or whatever, that what happened to her, that her own father raped her or whatever the case may be. And when she started to believe in God or whatever, God told her to take her dad in and take care of her. And she was telling everybody on the stage, I really didn't want to do this, but because I love the Lord, I learned to
Yep.
forgive and learn to take care of him. So,
Yep.
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
know, our healing comes from God. You know what I'm saying? Not
And
from
God
anything
will
that
make your enemies your footstool. See, he needed her. The same
yeah,
one that was abusing you, he needed you. And then you
yeah.
taking care of him, you're gonna be blessed for that.
No,
right,
I know, and I take care of all my siblings. Right now, I'm paying for the youngest. I pay for him to go to college. I pay out of pocket, so I'm paying
Right.
like maybe like 5,000 a semester because he had a lot of student loans and stuff that covered a lot. But
Mhm.
whatever, it's 10,000 a year out of that has to be paid. So I pay for him to go to college, and I
God
that's
know
is
all.
he'll
good.
yeah
God
he'll
is
always
good.
be. And I'm a Pisces, so
Okay. My
yeah,
sister on my
Pisces.
father's side of Pisces, Krishana Pisces.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, okay, I can definitely relate a lot because I know how we are.
Right.
So, and I know that, it's, and we're very big fam when it comes to like family. Now, Krishan, she's a young Pisces. And I
Right.
remember me when I was a young
You went out. Hello?
Hello, I'm here.
She went out. Witchy, I think you turned your speaker off.
Sorry, somebody was calling.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but I remember when I was a young Pisces, I had a lot going on at that time, just from, like I said, a lot of trauma, stuff like that. So I wasn't 100% who I am today. It took a lot of growing to become
Right.
who I am today. Um, but as far as like everything that goes on, I know there's a lot of like traumas in the family. And,
Yeah.
when we were young, I'm not going to say we did anything close to, how it went with your family, because it wasn't to that extent. But we
Right.
did, we don't talk about it, but we did play house,
See, that's
and
why I
that
said it's time for people to start talking about it because holding that shit in ain't right.
I know, but we just don't want to. I don't know, and I feel like it's just a lot where we just kind of are all like older now, and it's just like nobody really wants to talk too much about it.
Well,
But
you
there
don't
was
gotta
no
talk
like,
to them about it. You can come talk to us. We'll
I
listen.
know, because and I know we just don't bring it up because it's as adults now, it's like, well, what were you thinking? But then we're like, okay, we were kids, we didn't know, and the reason we kind of knew anything about that is, walking it down my parents. So
Right. Right.
but we didn't do anything as far as like penetrating or anything like that. It was more getting naked and humping each other and thinking that that
Right.
was, sex, when in
Right.
all actuality, but that's what we thought. And then also getting a hold of like old computers and searching up stuff we had no business searching up, you know,
Right.
and seeing stuff like that. So, you know, we did like the whole little humping thing and, you know, the naked thing, but we don't talk about it. I think a lot of it is, I know one of my sisters, she's been through a lot, like a very traumatic past. She don't
Uh,
remember anything. Like, and even if
wow.
we like bring certain things up, she doesn't remember anything from her past. But I think my sister was something happened between my sister and my dad. And
Wow.
my sister doesn't really like, she's opened up to me kinda about it. And
Did she?
go ahead.
Do she? You said she don't talk about nothing because you said she forgot everything.
She doesn't remember. So, but she says she knows that something like happened. She just can't. And you know how sometimes when you go through something really traumatic, as far as like in
Yeah.
your childhood, your
Yeah.
this is
You
what like
forget about
I've
it.
heard from therapists, yeah, from like therapists and stuff. It's like selective memory. So your
Right.
mind would automatically hide certain memories from you to kind of, because you know our minds know how much we can handle.
Right.
So me, I remember everything,
Me
but
too. Me
you know, my
too.
sister, she doesn't remember anything, but I knew something was up because when my dad was like on his deathbed, he says something to her and he kept saying like, I apologize to you guys, and you know, I really apologize to Sarah. He said her name, and I'm like, you mean me? Like, you mean you
Wow.
apologize to me? Like, we're hello, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that happened with me. He was real dirty to me. So, but I get as Sarah, my sister, she did not like, she kept like trying to shut the conversation down. She didn't want to talk about it at all. She's like, okay,
That's
okay.
crazy. I have a
Like,
sister named Sarah too.
oh,
My name is
really?
yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm Lena. But yeah, she didn't want to like, she kind of, it's like she was trying to shut it down really quick. And like she was so uncomfortable. She just didn't even want to like, and I had asked her about it. I'm like, you know, what was that about? Because I'm thinking, okay, his memory's messed up. You know, out of all the kids, he kind of treated me like the worst because at first he didn't think I was his.
Right. Thank you,
So I
Slick
didn't,
Boo. I don't mean to cut you off, but Slick
oh
Boo
no, it's
said
okay.
I didn't know you had 9 kids, China. Oh wow, God definitely bless you.
I
Yeah, I
didn't know
got 9.
either.
I be talking about it on Instagram. So push
Yeah.
out a baby. Y'all ladies are strong, and I want to give y'all flowers while y'all here.
Oh,
Salute. Thank you. Thanks, Slick Bull.
oh. Yeah,
Thank
nine.
you,
I
Alex.
see
Thank
my
you.
mother. And I seen my mom, that was a lot for her, you know, having to raise 9 kids, like, and
My
I
mother
salute
too.
her
That's
to
what I
this
be trying to tell
day.
everybody. My mother
I'm
got
pro my
12.
mom. It's, and
Yeah.
I know like that's, and I'm pro my mom. I don't play when it comes about my mother. I don't care if you're
Right.
my sibling
That's how
talking
I
about
am.
her. When I
Fact.
seen how you were, I'm like, my sisters was like, that's you. That's you.
Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
no, really, because listen, I think my sister, we was at a Thanksgiving, something we were doing, and she got mad at
Uh-huh.
my mom and called her a bitch. When I tell
That's
you, I
it. That's
stood
how they
up
are
and
with
I
my
was
mother.
getting ready to cock my hand back and smack the shit out of
That's how
her.
they are. That's
I
how they are.
said,
Krishan, Chastity fought my mother. Literally fist fought my mother on
oh, see, I
Pennsylvania,
wouldn't
North
have
Avenue
that.
over West Baltimore.
I
That's
couldn't
why I
have
don't
that.
really deal with Chastity too much. And
Yeah,
then her
I
taking
couldn't
her
have
son
that.
back from me and letting him go in foster care, that shit hurt me too.
I could
She took him
imagine.
from,
Like,
got him back from me, and then she ended up losing him, and he ended up going to foster care. I'm like, you should have let me
wow.
keep him for all that. That
I have
little
a
boy
question.
loved me.
Does Chastity have a relationship with God?
All of them act like they do, but you see how they are.
Right. Because
I'm not judging
I feel
nobody.
that I feel that Krishan has one, you have one,
Yeah,
and
Sean definitely do too.
Terrain has one.
I feel like everyone
Terrain
has their
kind of
own
do. I don't see.
relationship
I'm
with
not
God.
judging nobody. Terrain like this. She'll go to church on every Sunday, but still be talking about big shit about people. Godly people
Mm,
don't do that.
Yeah,
right.
that's one thing that, you know, I do know. That's,
And it's crazy because right after Chastity fought my mother, she got locked up like not even a week later.
but that's
Yeah,
karma.
that was like God's
You
wrath,
respect your
literally.
Yeah,
parents. You
yeah,
know, that's number one. You respect your parents. You
facts.
know, that's, but I when it comes to like the whole family, I think you guys, I know it's really none of my business of anything because it's family's business is family's business. But as far as
Right.
like how as an outsider looking in, I definitely do think that a sit down needs to happen off of any type of cameras, off of any type of live. Zeus is trying to profit. They see that you guys have a lot of like family trauma
Potential.
and
Yeah.
and potential, but they're trying to profit off of the negative when you guys can literally profit off of so much positive. But I feel
They
like a
paying for
lot
lives
of
though. That shit script up. They is really paying for
Mhm.
people to make up shit. That shit is made up. I got a copy of the
Oh, I believe
contract in
it.
my phone.
I believe it.
Latifah straight sent me a copy of the contract, and Latifah told him, "I don't think my sister gonna go for it. My older sister not gonna go for this."
You know what's crazy, China? I'm gonna be honest. Like I was doing some research, and I
Mhm.
had found out that Natalie, from all the way from 2007, she has issues. Like literally, like she came out with
I've been
lies
said
saying
that.
that she had sex with Chris Brown, and that Rihanna's this and that. Like and she wasn't even famous. By her lying and spreading gossip on people's names, that's how she made it into the industry of being famous.
That's how she got our
Wow.
back. That was before or after. I'm a Bad Girls Club fan. So
So that
Natalie
was
was on
that
like
was
the
all the way
very
from 2007.
was it okay, so that was
Wow.
before she got on Bad Girls Club.
Yeah, that's way before that. This is when how.
Oh, okay.
So all that nonsense that she had inside of her was carried all the way till now.
I believe it. Look what Cindy Starr did. Look
You
at
know what I'm
how
saying?
she even became, famous. Look at what she did to Chingy.
Right.
She straight
So
lied on that man.
right. So the thing is, Natalie is really with trying. She's with the with trying to paint a narrative, a negative narrative about somebody because for her to say into the baddies and say, "Oh, I saw on the blogs about Krishan Rock," she's trying to lure people in to paint Krishan as a negative person, and
Yeah,
Krishan,
she trying to
she
drag on my little sister, but she ain't gonna have good luck. She gonna end up getting her ass whooped though. Mark my
I
word.
believe she's trying to profit off of the way that she sat here and walked up to your sister Tifa like that and basically
Yeah.
was like, listen, I ain't never had no problem with you and try to put it all on Rock. That was some fake stuff. You
Yeah.
don't like those are
Like she wanted to get them two
everybody
to
else.
fighting. But
Yes,
Natalie not gonna
everybody
buck
else
on
said that's
Krishan. Natalie
family
know better.
business.
She ain't gonna
Exactly.
buck on
Krishan
Krishan.
smacked her online. What she did absolutely
Right.
nothing.
Thank you.
She did
Facts.
nothing.
Facts.
So,
Nothing.
I don't like that. Everybody else kept saying that's family business. Rolly said it. What's her name
I
said
love
everybody
Rolly.
was saying I do too. Everyone was saying that's family business. Natalie was the only one. The
Yeah.
only one that tried to see, even going in the beginning and saying, oh, Rock said that, for all of us to go in and jump your sister when she gets upset. I doubt she said that. I highly doubt. Why would she say that?
Right.
I doubt she told random people, "Oh, all of you guys fight my sister." I don't know. My intuition is very
But it's a
good,
script. It's a script, y'all.
and I believe that. I believe that. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's I don't like trying to profit off of trying to tear two sisters apart, even if there was problems in the past.
Right.
To try
Don't
to
bring it
make
to
it
TV.
don't
That's
bring
what
it
my
to
sister Tereng was
TV.
saying.
That
but
is no
but
business of people. And then there's a whole bunch of people on social media. They don't care. They act as if they care,
At
but
all.
their whole thing is, oh, let's try to sit here and get in the middle of it. Let's choose sides, and then let's try to make one look bad over the other. And I don't like that. That's
Right.
not. That is not anybody's business to sit here and say, oh, this one is this, and China, you are the only one that knows, okay, this is
Yeah.
what it is. People can't speak on and say,
That's why
oh,
I
this
just
is how
sit
I
back and
feel
watch.
about them. Yeah, this is how I feel about Tifa. This is how I feel about Rock. How do you feel that off of what? A few clips that you're seeing on social media? A few clips
right.
that you're seeing on Zeus? You can't sit here and make a judgment off of people that you don't know anything about off of clips. People take social media and think that that's everything. I know
Yep.
better. I know that
Yep.
it's way deeper than just what you see on social media. That's why I don't
Way
judge. I
deeper.
don't judge either one of them. Those are sisters. It's none of my
Yep.
business. to sit here and say, oh, this one is messed up, that one is messed
You
up.
right.
I don't think that's none of my business to make an assumption off of anybody. It's not my business. I don't know the whole history of, you know, their relationship. I don't know that. I know me and my sisters, me and my sisters have been through it. And I tell my little sister all the time, sit your ass down. I will whoop your fucking ass. Do not talk to me like that. Sit your
Right.
ass down. And she
Right.
don't like it. My little sister don't like it. I had my sister push me before, and it took everything in me, you know, not to put my hands on her, but I'll say it, but I won't really do it. So that's the whole, when it comes to that, you know, when she pushed me, it was hard for me to stop my reflexes, though. I was ready to knock her ass out, but I had to stop myself and say, you know, that's your little sister.
I've been through things with my sister where, like, going through homelessness or whatever the case may be. When my kids, got out of my custody or whatever and going through homeless or whatever the case may be, I asked my sister, can I stay there or whatever? And, one day I stay there, and the next minute she's like, oh, you gotta go or whatever. And then, her knowing that I'm going through that, she's like, oh, you gotta go. And then she also said, she was just arguing me, and she was just saying, oh, your kids are dirty and stuff like that or whatever.
What?
And it was very hurtful, you know what I'm saying? But I forgive her
Your
and I
own
love her.
sister. Told you.
Yeah. It hit
Sometimes
different when it's
family
your
ain't shit.
family.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
could have
the
I
thing
could
that
have
the
random
thing
people say stuff to me. It hit different when it's family.
An
It
outsider
did
will
to
look
me.
at you sometimes closer, more than family than your real family do. Trust me.
I know.
right,
Yeah.
because you know what it is, like in families, when it comes to sisters or whether it's brothers or whatever, but for me, as me having a sister, I have a brother too, but for me having a sister or whatever, I feel like you have sisters that have mindsets to think that they're better than you, and that's not a good way. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
I'm the baby, and I'm very, like, thank God I have a humility spirit. So when you come around me and you're looking at the way I look, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're criticizing that, or you're criticizing something that I haven't achieved yet, or I'm trying to achieve. I'm gonna look at you like you a snake. You know what I'm
But I
saying?
feel like that's a lot of like, you ever heard of sister rivalry? You ever heard of that
No.
term? Okay, so there's a term they call it sister rivalry. Okay, so I know me and my sisters, we have dealt with, as far as a little bit of envy, a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of stuff when it comes to that, and I've seen it in other families as well. So
Right.
it's, and not wanting to see one do, like when I started my business, I started it, they were all for it until they started seeing it actually go and start booming. And they have their
See?
little, envy and jealousy and stuff. But I really look at it, I look deeper at things. And I think
But
that's
you
what
know,
Tracy
but
did.
you,
And
but
I
you know
look
what
at
the
it like,
Bible
okay,
says?
they are not, they're not 100% where they want to be in life.
Right.
So, I'm not gonna, and it's not for me. I shouldn't also be, you know, I know I get excited and I like to talk about things a lot, but sometimes I have to understand, okay, someone could be struggling, and you're talking
Right.
about you're making this and you're doing that, and it could be seen as, you could be throwing it in their face,
You know what
so
the
I had to
Bible says?
also
The
look at it
Bible the
like that.
Bible talks about, do not let your left hand know what your right hand do. And you cannot, and the
That.
Bible also speaks about in Proverbs, we can't tell our plans to anybody. That plan has to be right with
Nope.
God, and that's it. You cannot be telling your plans to everybody, because there is somebody trying to pray against that.
Yeah. My
No,
mother
and
always
I
said
I
that.
feel I feel that. I know with my sisters, they had their look. We've always had envious. Okay, first, we've all of our lives been super, super skinny. Couldn't gain weight for nothing. 100 pounds soaking wet, all of us. My sister found something called a Peterman, and she started taking the Peterman. She decided not to tell us until a year later, after she gained all this weight. We're looking at her, we're just like, this bitch, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little jealous. Like, her butt
Mhm.
was getting big, she was gaining some weight. I was a little jealous. We all kind of was. We was just like, oh, she lying. She talking about it came with age. She lying her ass off. She's taking something and she's not telling us. Like, she got to tell us that finally a year later, after she done gained 20 pounds, gonna tell us, but
But
oh,
at
you
least
guys are
she
gonna have to
told
catch
y'all.
up
At
now.
least she
Yeah,
told
she
y'all.
told us. She told
Right.
us. And but she told us after she'd already, she's like, okay, well, y'all not gonna be able to catch up to me that fast. So I already got a head start.
That's what I'm
So
saying. That's all right.
Yeah, but that's what I mean when I say like the sister rivalry. You know, it could be a little bit of like envy, a little bit of
Right.
jealousy. But one thing I could say is I don't play about them. Regardless of
Right.
Right.
what we go through together, I
Yeah.
ain't letting no outsider. Like I don't care if me and
Right.
my sister we could have dumped the hell out. Okay, we could have been fighting and everything. You're not
Right.
about to
Right.
come into that. Or if I'm talking about, we could talk about each other to each other. But if I see an outsider start talking,
And that's
first of
why.
all,
That's
you
Yeah.
why.
need to
My
That's
stay
why.
sister
out.
doing that shit on the internet.
Yeah, and that's
China.
the hard part.
That's why I respect what Terrain did, because let me tell you a story. When I was pregnant or whatever, it was my first child, my daughter. I was pregnant with her. I was about 16, 17 years old, around there. And what happened was I was working, and I had a credit card or whatever the case may be, and I had my money on there or whatever. So who we lived with at the time, we was on the bottom floor, me and my sister, my mom and dad, and then upstairs was our friend that was, allowing us to rent there or whatever the case may be. So long story short, I guess my car dropped in front of where we lived at. So, I'm like, I'm looking for my card, and then my sister, because she believes in God too, so she's like, I already know who took it. So I'm just like, I'm looking at her like she's tripping or whatever the case may be. My sister, before she solved anything, she went to the store to see where my credit card information was purchased, because the person used my card right as soon as, it dropped, like literally, like probably 20, 30 minutes later or whatever. So my sister, or whatever the case may be, she finds out that it was the upstairs person that was claiming to be the godparents of my child or whatever the case may be. So my
Wow.
sister, instead of her, knowing that I'm pregnant in the situation, my sister popped on the girl. She was a dyke. Remind you, she's a dyke. My
She's
sister
so
popped
true.
on her and beat her ass, and then the dyke had a nerve to bring the other girlfriend. My sister beat her ass. It was, and that's why I said, like, when Terrain was
The whole
talking to
stealing
Krishan.
thing, yeah, no, that's out of line. Though, as far as like the whole stealing thing,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's you don't
that's
you don't.
that's
I would have been pissed too. Like that, don't be
Yeah.
stealing
That's
from
one
my
of the Ten
sister.
Commandments.
The fuck
That's
you
why.
think you
That's why when
do?
Terrain was talking with your sister, saying like, when it comes to us riding out, we ride out together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I'm saying. And it's not to like downplay Tashiki's name, but at the end of the day, in the public eyes, people that can see through all of that, they're looking at it like, you holding something towards Krishan's head. You know what I'm saying?
See,
And that's
She is though.
I
It's
gotta
sad 'cause
be
we
honest
sisters.
though. I gotta be honest. Me personally, I don't look at it that way because I feel like there's levels to shit.
Good.
Okay. I feel like now someone stealing from my siblings, that's a whole nother story, especially my
Right.
pregnant sibling. You're not about to
Right.
steal. But as
Right.
far as with Vicky is number one. That she's a white girl, right? She's gonna call the cops. They're gonna
Right.
side with her no matter what. So
Right.
no, me knowing that, I'm personally not, I'm not even gonna say nothing because it's none of my business. But
Right.
I'm personally just not gonna be doing an apology. Okay, I can understand that. But as far as like putting hands on somebody that's begging, no, I don't want to be touched. She's begging, regardless of what she did. I'm a check her, of course, but it's a whole
That's
nother
the
level of
script, y'all.
putting hands and
Yeah.
knowing I could get put in jail because of that, and it's all filmed, and that's a little ass white girl. The cops are always gonna side with her.
Right. But it's a film. It's a contract, y'all.
So you think all that was all set up that way?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's a
So they knew
contract. I'm
what the
telling
hell
you.
they knew what the hell they was doing. But I don't.
Yeah.
What I don't get is why does it still be? And that's that I can understand. But as far as sitting over here and beating up that little white girl, knowing that I'm about
Right.
to get my ass put in jail because of that,
Right.
yeah, no. And I wouldn't put my sister in a situation like that either.
because
If
the
I
thing
know
is,
that was
when it,
the case, I would tell my sister, nah, don't do it. We already
when
know how that's gonna go. I don't want to see you all fucked up and be put in jail because I know that white girl gonna call the cops. And I
Right.
know
my
they're gonna side with her.
She
So and it's
said, I know that white girl gonna go.
she's gonna call the cops and they're gonna side
You're
with her.
right.
You know how they are with little white girls. That you know how they are. So
You
she would have
definitely
been
right.
locked up and it's filmed. So there's
Right.
proof. Like that's I wouldn't put my sister in a situation like that.
my
So if
my
it was
thing
all a setup, I get that. But
my
Right.
I don't. And what's your name? The other one that's up here. What's your name?
my name is Rebecca.
Okay, Rebecca, I get as far as what you're saying, as far as like stealing your sister riding for you with that, but there's levels to shit, sis. You can't sit here and be thinking that you about to, would you put your sister in a situation knowing that most likely she's gonna get her ass locked up for touching that girl?
Right.
She is.
Well,
But that's
well,
the
She gonna
I'm,
be
script.
I'm,
jailed.
It's script,
You
yo.
don't do that to your sister. If it's
well,
scripted,
well,
okay, that makes me feel better about the whole situation because I'm like, okay, I don't see Krishan doing that. Like I've been a fan. I don't see her wanting her sister to be put in a
That shit is
situation where
script.
she's gonna get locked up and she knows she's gonna get locked up. I wouldn't do that to my sister.
my thing
Nope.
is people gotta really we all gotta do our research on. Well, I did my research on Woah Vicky, and let me tell you something. Woah Vicky has a history of trying to project herself as a thug white girl. You understand? And I'm not against white people. I love
Yeah, when she
all
goes to the
colors.
courts, that thug white girl gonna go out the window. She's gonna be a
Yep.
Right,
straight little white girl
Yep.
that's gonna be crying as she's a victim.
Facts.
right.
So that's how you gotta look at things. You can't sit here
And
and be
that's
like,
why
oh,
you're supposed to pull receipts. Like what I mean, like the history and the her character. There's so many videos of her having like a thuggish, personality. You understand?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's like hidden. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but
That's
the
why
court's
there's a
not
lot.
gonna care about that though. The cops not gonna care about that. They're not gonna look at that like, oh yeah, well, we're not gonna side with her because she had a history. No, if it
Right.
Right.
was me, I'm not gonna look at it like that. I'm gonna tell my sister, you know what? I'm good with the apology. I'm not about to sit here and put you in a situation where I know the girl gonna get you locked up.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. And then you could have a whole record. You got kids. I'm not gonna put you in a situation like that.
Fact.
So that's just me as a sister.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna do that for my. I'm not gonna put my sister. So now that I know that that's scripted, I'm glad because it was definitely having me think like this whole thing is messy. And that's how I was just looking at it.
Yeah, I've
Right.
been telling everybody that.
Yeah,
It's
And
script.
you're definitely not wrong for looking at it that way because that is a
Right.
smart way to look at it. It's really a wise way to look at it. So that's
30. I'm
really
a
good.
grown woman. So I'm looking. I got a lot going for myself. I don't got no, and I know my sisters do too. They got
Right.
kids and stuff like that. Like, when I was young, I was 16. I was stealing from the stores, all that. My sisters came with me. They came with me. They would tell me what they wanted, everything like that. I got caught out, and I told the cop. I knew I was 16, and I'm like, you know what, guys, you stay out of this. I'll take the rap for it because I know that if you get caught up with it, it's gonna be put on your record.
Right.
You're not underage, and that's me thinking as a young person. I was in and out. I have a squeaky clean record, but I wasn't. I told them this was all me. They had no idea what was going on. They had no idea.
Right.
And they came right to come and get me. They was there for me. They followed me. They was not playing.
But
They was like,
but
she's.
but the only thing with your sister China is that she, what I'm saying, she's new to meeting these people, and she doesn't know everything. But your sister's not stupid neither.
Who are you talking about? Rock and her friends?
No. I'm talking about yeah, Krishan and the friends. She's new to meeting them in a way, but she's not stupid at the end of the day.
The friends should have never, like, that was real out of pocket because sisters. I've had a falling out with my sisters, but we didn't talk for years.
Right.
But at the end of the
Right.
day, that Thanksgiving come around and we all have no other choice but to sit around and be in each other's faces. And everybody's like, can y'all just get along? We're so tired of this.
And
We don't want to be in the middle no more.
some of these
This
are
is too much.
generational curses of Cain and Abel, and that has to be broken in the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
I definitely
And
believe in that.
but at the
You know,
same time, everybody, just because it's family or whatever the case may be, sometimes God does not allow you to be around your family sometimes.
Facts.
and I
And people,
definitely,
you know what
I
I'm
And that's
saying?
how I
Because
feel.
understand that.
because
But
the
I feel
thing
like
is,
there's levels to things though, as far as God not wanted. Everything that we're
bec-
seeing, China know more than us. So from
Right.
what me and you were seeing on the outside, I don't feel like that's our judgment to say that, God wouldn't want that family to not be apart because of what we're seeing. Because what we're seeing is petty shit.
It's not
That's not
everything. Right.
anything.
well,
Right.
Yeah,
well,
from what
honestly,
we're seeing, China knows. Me and
Right.
you, we
Honestly,
don't
like
know. So we
honestly,
can't say that
honestly,
though.
honestly, because I look at it like this from my own experience or whatever the case may be, like God could be telling you to go this way and the person you're with could be telling you to go a different way. Who are you gonna listen to? God. So
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
you don't
trying to
have
say
to
is
be with your, you don't have to be, like I told you, I moved away from all my family. That's
I
because
did
I
too.
just needed time. I just needed space from the big family that I had. Do I still love my family 100%? Would I still ride for them
Me
100%?
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
needed to take myself
Get
out of a
away.
situation where I have so many judgments. You know, I have to,
Yeah.
so many people want to control my life. I have so many people that are just in my business. I needed to move away from that. It was so much
That's
drama in the family.
yeah.
I needed for
yeah,
my
That's all it
it's
is in
called
my
but
it's
I
called
family.
still love my
That's how my
family. I
family
still
is.
never
it's
have to
called
turn on
it's
my
called
family or anything
oh
like
sorry.
that.
It's called setting boundaries or whatever the case may be. Like that's what I'm saying. Like God separates for you to set boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, just because we grow up doesn't mean that we automatically know how to set boundaries with people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we
Right.
allow people to violate our space, violate our mental. You know what I'm saying? So God allows separation for healing.
Except there's
Right.
nothing wrong with separation as far as saying, okay, I'm gonna
Yeah, because
take
I left
myself
and I'm
out of it.
glad I
I love
left.
my family from a distance,
Me
you
too.
know, but I talk
Yep.
to them. We have a family group chat that we all talk in every single day. You know, when I
Right.
want to take my break from it, I take my break from it. You know, but I'm not gonna, as far as saying, okay, I'm gonna, but when something happens in the family, like when my dad had passed away, we all hopped out of flight. Everyone that didn't live in town, we all hopped out of flight. We all got together every year on Thanksgiving. I do not miss Thanksgiving. That is our
Right.
one time of the year that we all get together. You know, and that's
And
Right.
as
see, that's
far
what
as
my
for
mother want.
family.
My mother keeps saying that's what she want.
And that's what my
I feel
mom
I feel
always
like
says too.
I feel like every family dynamic is different because like for me, I'm gonna speak for me. Like with my family or whatever the case may be, like yeah, when we were younger, we did all of that or whatever the case may be. But as we grew older, whatever, it's been a lot of separation. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's not because it's beef or whatever the case may be. Sometimes it could be just life. It could be just people working, people getting themselves together.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that could be happening, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, or whatever the case may be, family or whatever the case may be is not a bad thing. Family is a good thing or whatever the case may be. But there's people that could forgive and there's people that can't forgive, and you can't change that.
No, I absolutely agree with that, you know, and I do believe that. But what all
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying is
saying?
that there's stuff that only they know as far as what's because I know that a lot of stuff was said online, but I know there's a lot that wasn't. So
Right.
it's way deeper with things that I don't. And then when I see so many people commenting and putting in their input and try to turn this person against another person, that's disgusting to me. I don't
Yeah,
like
Right.
that.
because
That is not
I mean,
anybody. Those
the
are sisters. You do not
social
put
media is
your
always going to create allies. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
exactly. Or I
You
like
know, they're
this
always
person, but when they get back to at the end of the day, they're family. One thing I can say is, you know, friends come and go. Family,
Yeah.
regardless of what you go through, years could go down the line. You know that you
and
don't speak to each other, and healing it ends up being done. You're still gonna come back to get. You cannot escape your family 100%.
Right.
You can
right
create
and
boundaries and you can take your space, but outsiders, I don't know. Me personally, be a one of nine, I will play that with if
like
I was in a situation, I would not like other people that don't have anything to do with the family try to put their input in and try to turn one person against another. That's none of
right
anybody's business to do that off of what you're seeing on social media. We don't know
because
it all. None of us do.
people don't believe that that social media is the devil's playground.
It definitely is.
You
Absolutely
know,
is.
it's literally the devil's playground. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. It definitely is. And I see it how so many people on social media try, oh, Rock is jealous of Tifa. Tifa is jealous of Rock, this and that. It's at the end of the day, siblings are going to have some type of jealousy when it comes. That's normal. Anybody, and
Right.
envy is an emotion. Envy is not, oh, you're just envious. You need, you have a problem. No, just like how somebody gets mad, how somebody gets sad, their envy is something. It's up to you how you choose to use that envy. If you use it
Right.
Right.
to motivate you, or if you use it to become a bitter person. and being
Right.
spiteful. So it's up to you how you choose to use that envy. With me, I was envious of seeing people that were, business owners. They had money. I was envious. Well, I want to be there, but I
Right.
use that. If they could do it, I could do it. And I use it to
Right.
motivate me.
And
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 that's
I
how I
think
use it.
I think it's a normal emotion or whatever the case may be or whatever. But at the end of the day, in order to get rid of enviness, you have to be truthful with yourself. You gotta be truthful with the creator.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? To
And it's
move
not just
forward. You know what I'm
truthful.
saying?
It's
Mhm.
not 100% truthful. It's all about healing. A lot of people need
Look, y'all, my
healing.
boyfriend just woke up right here on YouTube. He just reached over to me and showed me the phone, and you see my goddamn sister on there fighting Marsh.
Oh
Oh
This
my
my
shit is
God.
God.
crazy.
See
This shit
that
is
But
that
so
you,
right
but you
there.
know what?
overrated.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not gonna
lie. I'm
lie.
glad
Through that
to
fight or whatever the case may be, Marsh was handling herself.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. She definitely
I
was.
can't say anything until I see the whole
I
thing.
just
I
don't
only
like
see
that
the
shit. That
clips.
shit just phony.
I
We
only
supposed to
see
be
a
fighting
clip.
outsiders. We not supposed. That shit
Exactly.
just fucking
Especially not
phony.
nobody you know for 2 years. To me, if Tifa actually put her hands on Rock, that would be a different story. But me, I know because I've told my siblings plenty of times out of anger, I will mop you with this ground. Do not play with me, little girl. I will knock
Right.
your ass out. And I told my sister while she was pregnant I was gonna knock her ass out too, but I would never do it. I would never do it. She
Right.
knows that. That's why she just looked at me like, girl, okay, we all know you. Like, you're not gonna do anything. But when I'm angry, certain things could come out. It's same thing with them. They've told me plenty of times. They said some hurtful things to me, but we've never done it. So that's my whole thing. Unless, like, I feel like if it actually came to the point where like it it went to that, then okay. But it didn't.
That is so true.
Yeah. So it didn't. Do you hear music?
Say it again.
I said I hear music. Maybe it's on my phone. Like, where's that
No,
coming from?
it's me, y'all.
Oh, I'm opening
I'm
all
on
these
here fucking
apps.
with
I'm
this
like,
shit. I told y'all I'm
where's
learning how to
music
work it.
coming from? Like,
You can
I'm
put
looking at
music
all
in the
my apps.
background, all kinds
Okay,
of shit
go
on
ahead.
here.
That's dope.
She said,
You like
I'm
Yeah, let me
China.
turn this shit off. Yeah.
China. You could start doing meditation groups. You could start doing so
yes.
much.
And
Yeah,
China,
I'm
I
gonna be
want
on
you
here
to get
every
your
night.
book
Like, I just
out.
want people to have a place to come to the event.
Yes. And get
Eventually, I'm gonna have my own show for people to come on and tell their
yes.
stories.
And let me give you advice from one business owner, to another. I'm gonna give
Uh-huh.
you advice. People be nosy, okay? They
Yeah.
want you to spill everything. No,
Yeah.
put that in the book, make them wait, make them
Right.
excited, make them want to buy that book. They're not gonna want to buy it if everything's already out. And that's why people
Right.
keep trying to pick to get you to
But
tell it
see, they'll
everything.
never get all of it out. It's too much.
Hmm. No, but they try though. You be seeing in the
Yeah,
lives,
they
they be
do
like, "Oh,
try. I see
China
them.
this, China that," and I'm
Right.
like, if y'all don't, she's gonna come out with a book. That's how you're gonna profit. Make them
Right.
wonder. Give them a little something to keep them excited, but don't
Yeah.
give them too much. Then
Gotcha.
it's gonna make them excited about wanting to go and get that book. You profit off of it. People want to be nosy. They want to
Right.
hear
Buy my book.
everything. They buy
Yeah.
your book. You
Yeah.
want to be nosy,
Like they
profit.
would say, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove.
Exactly.
Facts. Facts.
Because you could profit a lot off of that.
Yeah.
And then I heard what you were saying about Oprah. You don't want the stuff I've been hearing about Oprah, honey. The stuff that was put? She had to turn her comments off just recently because of everything that was going on. How people started seeing what she had to do with that whole fires in Hawaii. So she
What
wanted
she
to
do?
buy a lot. So she wanted to buy a lot of land, own the land from the people that live there. And a lot of people were not having it. They're like, no, this is family land. These are our businesses. We're not selling it. And I guess she felt some type of way about that. She's also known for kidnapping and doing like the sex trade with children. It's also been a lot of statements about that as
Oprah.
well. So yeah.
But another
So
thing that's a
why all
fact
of a
about
sudden
Another thing that's a fact about Oprah is that there was a video circling around, and it was her and The Rock, and they were expressing to the people that, oh, can you guys donate because of what happened in Maui or whatever the case may be,
Why she could
and
donate?
and the thing is, a
Right.
woman, a
She
woman, a
loaded.
woman, a woman spoke on it and said, "Are you serious right now? We have a billionaire and a multi-millionaire,
Yeah,
asking us for
to
money
donate.
when we in a recession, trying to,
Exactly.
pay bills and afford food on the table.
Right.
You testing our intelligence right now.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what
And
I'm
then what's
saying?
the
So
coincidence that she wanted that land? All of a sudden, those fires happened. Why is it that they couldn't find none of those children? Where those kids go? None of the kids were found. There was one kid that was found underneath the car because he was hiding. Every other kid went
Wow.
missing. No one could find their kids. So she's already known. First of all, they said that they didn't want to sell her the land. All of it. And then if you look, all of the houses were burnt, but the houses of the rich people. It literally
and,
stopped at a
Wow.
line. Her house and all the rich people's houses were not touched.
Where,
Anything after
where y'all
that
see
were all
this at?
burnt.
Where's that at? On
it's
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 Google?
all
on
of, if
YouTube.
you
You
go
can
on
search.
YouTube,
You
it's
can
all
you can
over.
search it on YouTube.
They said
Hmm.
over 1,000 kids was missing.
Yeah. And what are the chances that,
Do
is
Oprah
it
got any
killing
kids,
two?
y'all?
I
Oprah
think she
doesn't have
do.
no kids. Oprah
I
was
knew it. I
molested and
knew
raped
it.
at a young age,
Okay. It's just
Uh,
and
sad to
Oprah
see
never
her
had
do this.
kids, or whatever the case may be. And the thing is, I feel like her story brought her platform, but at the end of the day, like she
Money
also
saves people.
she also used her story in a demonic influence as well.
Absolutely.
right.
She's
Right.
You know what
the
I'm saying?
Illuminati, the devil. I don't even want to
If
say
she
too much
got
about
molested
that.
and raped,
She's
why
both.
she ain't do a show to help people?
At first she was, but that money be getting to people. So people change after that. Their whole everything
Right.
changes.
And
And also,
Man,
if
fuck
she
that.
sold
I'm
her
sticking
soul,
to my shit.
but a lot of people
That's
are
what
saying
I'm
she's
doing. My show is
cloned.
gonna be strictly for people that's been abused. I'm not changing that. I don't
Hmm.
give a fuck
But
how
I don't
much money I
see,
start
I read
making.
energy. I read energy.
Right.
Like I'm an
Right.
energy reader. That's my gift.
Right.
So that's why when I had seen like the whole horoscope thing, I'm like, trust me, horoscope is not witchcraft. Witchcraft is actually
It
calling upon
definitely
spirits
is.
and doing spell work.
Facts.
I don't think tarot is witchcraft either. I know some people would say that,
tarot cards is
but
witchcraft.
I don't think tarot cards is witchcraft. We all have our opinions on that.
Tarot cards.
So
Well,
that's
it's
my
you have a right.
personal.
You have a right to your opinion. But tarot cards, Ouija boards, astral projection, all of that
Ouija
is
boys
demonic.
definitely is witchcraft.
It's
Okay, a Ouija
witchcraft
board is definitely something different, though, as far as tarot cards. There are plenty of people that call upon
because
Jesus Christ and God to
because
get
even
answers.
in the Bible, God spoke about that. He don't want his people going to psychics, wizards, and all of that. None of that.
But are you talking about the New Testament Bible or the Old Testament
Everything is the
Bible?
word of God. All things are inspired by the word of God. Everything written in the Bible is all inspired by the word of God.
But wasn't the New Testament Bible rewritten though?
It's Old Testament and New Testament, and you got to. The Bible says, "Study to show thyself approvable."
No, I'm saying though the New Testament. Okay, we're not going to go into religion. Everyone has their own, output on that. I do believe, as a higher power. I do believe in God. I do believe, in all
Do
of
you
that.
believe
But
in
as
the
far
Son
as
Jesus Christ?
I believe in God. I believe in a higher power. As far as like uh, Jesus Christ, that's where it gets a little bit confusing. I feel like
Um.
Jesus
Well,
is the Son of God, but some religions will say that Jesus and God are the same people. So, that's where
No.
every religion
I
is
don't
different.
think- Right.
Because I went to Catholic school, and Catholic and Christian are completely different.
yeah, I'm a
So,
Christian.
I'm a
my
Christian too.
grandmother's a Christian. She brought us to Christian church, but then my dad had put us in Catholic school versus, there wasn't any private schools in that area. So he wanted to put us in Catholic because that was the closest to private. And that's where it got kind of confusing because the religions are completely different and they see things
Yeah,
in a
I don't, I
completely
don't, I
different
don't
way.
like not to cut you off, because you're entitled to how you feel and what. Me personally in my life, I believe in God. I believe God. The Bible says God is a spirit. We must worship Him in spirit and truth. So I don't look at God as religion. I look at God as spiritual. Spiritual.
So it's not okay. So you don't think when people are, using tarot to speak to God, you think that that's not okay, or that that's witchcraft?
Yeah,
When
because
people are
God
asking
says
God for
that you.
questions?
God says to come to me in my name. You pray to Him in His name, in Jesus'
Yeah,
name.
but if you're shuffling cards and you're asking God for answers to show you what guidance and to show you the way, and you're using
You
tarot to do that, you don't think that you think that's witchcraft? Because in my mind,
the,
witchcraft is
the
when you
devil
actually
comes
light
as the
candles.
angel of light. You understand? Meaning God tells us to kneel. God tells us to pray to Him. God tells us to seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. Meaning, you seek God. You don't seek tarot cards. He never says seek the tarot cards. He never says seek the idols out in the land. He says seek my face.
But does
Hallelujah.
it say tarot cards are? He does not accept tarot cards in the Bible. Did he say tarot cards specifically?
Tarot cards are not of God. You
Yeah,
could.
but does it say that in the Bible though?
It doesn't say that specifically in the Bible.
I don't remember
But
seeing that.
it's a
So that's
form.
where I get a
It's a
little
form.
confusing.
It's a form, but it's a form of sorcery. The Bible speaks heavy on sorcery.
Do they say tarot cards as a form of sorcery though?
Of course it is.
Do they
Because the
say
thing is,
witchcraft is a for says a lot of that's why I said everybody has their own
which I
judgment
mean,
and everybody has their own understanding. Me personally,
Mm.
I believe
which
that I believe the Old Testament Bible before it was rewritten by a white man.
Right.
So, and the
Right.
I
New
mean,
Testament Bible came out, and a lot of people are so dead set on that New Testament Bible when it's like that was not the original Bible. Even when they teach you that you could whisper something in someone's ear, by the time it gets around the whole table, the whole story, the whole thing switched up from what was originally whispered.
the Bible
Yeah.
So,
says
and I
in the
believe that the
beginning,
New Testament was written. I'm sorry to cut you off, but in my belief, I believe the New Testament Bible was written to keep our ancestors slaves in their place, and it was
no,
written by a white man. And
the
it started the original Testament Bible and the New Testament Bible. We don't that I believe that was written by a white man.
I mean,
So
my personal thought to you is this. Don't go by. I mean, listen, you have all rights to believe what you want to believe, but my advice to you is you seek God for yourself. Because
I know I believe in God. I just don't believe 100% in that New Testament Bible because a lot of that stuff
because
that's said in there. Because in the New Testament Bible, it also says that slavery is okay. So that's
Right.
another thing I can't get with it. It says it. Look it up.
Yeah.
well,
I know I
you
forgot exactly what psalm, but the exact words were in the New Testament Bible that you are allowed to pass slaves down from family member to family member. You are allowed to do that.
That's
And
because
in
a
my
white man
mind,
wrote that.
exactly that was not written. That was not what was in the Old Testament Bible. That was not what was
Nope.
in the original Bible. So that New Testament Bible that a lot of people are going off of, that was not what God wrote at all.
are you talking about the King James version? Because I read the King James version Bible, and what I do know about that is, God says in His Word that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. So the whole Word is God. So it's either you believe it or not. You know what I'm saying?
No, I 100% believe in God. We all got here, we got here for a reason, basically. But as far as that New Testament Bible, I'm sorry, I can't get with that because there's a lot of stuff that I read in there that I'm
That
like,
well,
this
the New
God would
Testament talks
never
about the
say
New
this.
Testament talks about Jesus Christ dying on the cross for our sins. You
But it
understand?
also talks about slavery is okay.
Yeah, but the thing
So
is, we
I
can't be.
can't salute a book that talks about me as a black
It
woman.
talks about a
I
lot
can't
in the Bible.
salute a book. Yeah,
It
I
talks
can't
about
salute that. That's
adultery.
not what God wrote.
It talks about adultery. It talks about prostitution. It talks about murder. The Bible says there's nothing new underneath the sun.
But that's why with that New Testament Bible, as far as it's saying, tarot and whatever you said, because I never seen anything about tarot and there being a sin. But what it says in there, I believe you could absolutely pull tarot the same way that you go to church and you pray and you ask God to show you answers and you ask God to show you a way. It's the same way that if you decide you want to shuffle some tarot cards or ask God for some answers to show you what way you should be going in life and you want advice from God, you can absolutely ask God to show you through tarot cards. And I don't feel, and just because the New Testament Bible says that's a no, and I feel like that's because they didn't want our
Well, it doesn't
ancestors.
say that in the New Testament. It says that in the Old Testament.
So how do you know what was said in the Old Testament? It wasn't even in English.
Um,
I'm
the Old
talking about,
Testament,
I'm talking about the very first Bible that was not in English at all, and it was rewritten
they
in
translated
English
it.
by a man. Yeah, but
They,
we don't know. You say, you believe, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and just believe that, oh, they translated it 100% from what it said. I'm sorry, I can't, especially with a white man.
I mean, the thing is,
I don't trust
that's why when you praying to God, God will give you confirmation. God will give you the witness of two is true. God will get the Holy Spirit is real. The Holy Spirit
No,
will.
I 100% believe that. I just don't believe 100% in that Bible that was written by a white man. That's all I'm saying. So I believe that, God gives me signs all the time. And if I want to pull some tarot and ask God to show me my way, he 100% will. And the
Yeah,
Bible, the New Testament Bible also says it basically portrays God as a white man. That's not true.
well, it never
That
said
wasn't
nothing
true at
about God
all.
being a white man.
But the same people who wrote that Bible is the one who made that image
Well,
of God.
honestly,
So,
I mean,
but we
it
all
never.
have our different beliefs. If you believe in the Bible that you read right now that was written by the white man, that's not it's not my place to say, okay, don't, if that's what works for you, then I'm happy for you, that's what works for you. But I'm just saying, as far as saying, oh no, in this New Testament Bible it's saying that tarot is witchcraft, I don't think you should be spreading that, because that's your opinion.
No, it's not my
And there
opinion.
doesn't
It's
say that.
literally what God taught me.
But he taught you that in a Bible that a white man had wrote.
Well, no, he taught me that because the thing is, with tarot cards or whatever the case may be, they're connect. I mean, I don't know if you do it or whatever the case may be, but you have to understand, like,
I ask God all the time.
from the spiritual understanding that I got is that the demons or whatever have a lot of control over the tarot cards.
Yeah, but that's what you're getting from what the New Testament Bible says, though. That was written by a white man.
Well, I'm not gonna.
But that's where you're getting it from.
It doesn't matter. My thing is it doesn't matter if it's written by a white man. Everything that's created on the earth is through man. You understand?
No, absolutely.
And
but
there are things that God. There are things that God created the Word of God through man.
Okay. God created the Word of God, and it was rewritten by a group of racist people that wanted.
Of course, because everybody, but
so
of course, because
to keep our ancestors in line and in their place. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to go by, okay, the New Testament Bible that was written by slave owners that literally said slavery is okay. I'm not going to go by that and say, oh, they said that we're not. They even say in that Bible, you can't talk to your family, your ancestors. No, I believe your ancestors are your angels, your guardian angels.
Well, what I do know is that when someone dies, they're going to Judgment Day to meet God.
But
and when that person goes with God,
can't talk to your father, or you can't talk to, because that, as soon as your family member dies, father, mother, uncle, brother, they're an ancestor, they're a guardian angel. So in that New Testament Bible also says that you're not allowed to talk to your mother or your father if they pass away.
Yeah, I mean, I listen. You have all rights to have your belief, because one thing I do know about God, God gives everybody free will. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. I do. I believe that. But as
what God showed me, what God showed,
tarot is witchcraft. I said, change your wording though. Don't come. You say, in my opinion, don't say tarot is witchcraft, horoscope is witchcraft, because the New Testament Bible said that. That's not fair to do to people, because not everybody has that belief that you have. Not everybody a lot of people believe in God, but they don't believe in that New Testament Bible that was written by a slave owner. They don't believe that. So to try to put that on,
I stand for God. I stand for God. I stand for God, and like, as if you stand for whatever God you serve or whatever. I'm not going to tell you what you shouldn't do or whatever.
God, we just don't go by we both don't go by that Bible that was written by a
I-
white man. That's the only difference between me and you. So in that Bible that was written from a white man, that's where you are getting your information from, saying that tarot horoscopes are the devil and it's witchcraft. No, witchcraft is when you're actually performing a ritual using candles. You're performing a ritual. You're calling upon spirits that are not God to do what it is that you want done. That is witchcraft. Pulling tarot and asking God for guidance it's not witchcraft, and it should not be to the point where you are telling people this is witchcraft when you do not know that 100%. You're going off, and it just change wording. That's all I'm saying. In my opinion, from what I believe in the New Testament Bible that was written by a white man, I believe that you are not supposed, tarot is witchcraft. Instead of telling somebody that has their beliefs, believes in God, just doesn't believe in that book that was written, to say, oh, because that book says this, it's witchcraft and horoscope is witchcraft. That's not fair to do to anybody. But we'll get off this topic.
I'm being honest with what I'm being
for months if we're gonna keep going back and forth about religion.
I'm just saying
I have my beliefs. We'll chalk it up to that because I know people
I'm
in the
just
comments.
I'm just being
China probably falling asleep right now. So
I'm just being honest with what God revealed to me.
Okay. Being honest about what God revealed to me.
So yeah, you have your rights. I'm not arguing with you. I'm hearing you out
because
or
God
whatever
comes
the
to
case
me
may
through
be.
cards all the time, and I know I ask God. So you have to be specific. Now, if you're drawing cards, just asking any spirit, that's a problem. You're being specific that you're speaking to God and God only.
Okay, I'm gonna read you what in my Bible says about the Word of God. Deuteronomy 18:9
I don't want to hear
and
about
12.
nothing about that New Testament Bible.
When you enter the land the Lord your God is giving you.
That means nothing to me. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear anything that I know a slave owner wrote that were enslaving my ancestors. I don't want to listen to that. I choose not to support that. And that's just how I feel about it. I would like to see the Bible that was before the white man rewrote everything. China, you still there? Are you sleeping? I think China that fell asleep on us.
China's sleeping.
She snored. She's like, all this religion talk. No, I'll go, but I do respect your opinion 100%. I don't want you to think I was coming at you crazy. But before I go, I also want to say, family business is family businesses. We as outsiders, we don't see everything that goes on, and it's not our place to sit here and try to turn anybody against each other. And I kind of peeped that in the beginning of the conversation before I got on here, how you were basically saying to China, oh, Tifa is this and Tifa is that. And that's not right to do, because China and Tifa are sisters, and it's not your place to try to put anything in another sister's. And this, I'm speaking to you as someone that has sisters. You have sisters too, but you may kind of go about it a little bit different. It's not our place to put anything, because to me, that was kind of a little bit suspect. It's like you wanted her to speak bad on Tifa, and that's her sister. And China has said many times, I'm staying out of that. Yeah. And she has said that many times, but you kept pushing. And that's and that makes it kind of suspect. Why do you keep pushing her to say something bad about her sister? That's not your place. Right. And I didn't like that at all. And I was saying it in the comments, and that's the reason I wanted to get up here too, to tell you about yourself. Stay out of family's business. That's not cool.
Okay, I receive what you're saying, and I say thank you.
Okay, and that's very big of you, and I respect that as a woman. I wish I could tell everybody that, but they don't be wanting to hear that. They are so dead set, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna get along eventually.
Well, iron sharpens iron, and at the end of the day, I'm a human being, and I don't know everything, but when I'm listening to correction, I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, but listen though, you can listen without putting in your opinion when you don't know everything.
I mean,
we know what we know. China knows way more, and that's still her sister. And
but we were vetting, but you have to understand, like you know, I saw your comments, you know what I'm saying? You're saying that you don't trust me, you think I'm iffy, you know, then someone, you
Because you
know,
kept
then
pushing. Even when she was saying, I don't, that I'm not trying to get into all that. You kept pushing though. And it's like you kept bringing up Tifa this. And it's like, okay, we get you don't
and
like
but
Tifa,
China
but
was
that's still her
also but
sister
China was
though.
also venting about, you know,
But let her
situations
vent
that's going on
though.
in her
Don't,
family
but
too.
let her vent though. Don't
Right,
push her to go against one person when that's still her sister. At the end
right.
of the day,
I
Tifa has a
wasn't
lot of
putting I was
apologizing
not
to do. I 100%
um
believe
I
that.
was not putting them against each other.
But that's how I felt, and even somebody else in the comments had mentioned it too. Like, why
Yeah, it
I
was
she
like
kept
2 or 3 people
trying to.
said
but my thing is you guys are judging off what you felt, but that doesn't mean it's true.
I'm just saying, as someone that is so dead set on, okay, you're very godly. I don't feel
I
like that
didn't
was
say
very
I was
godly.
very godly, so I don't know
But you
what makes
said
you
it plenty
assume
of
that I'm very
times.
godly. Because I believe in God doesn't mean I'm very godly.
Yeah,
I'm
but
a human being.
as
I am a
someone that
sinner. I want you to understand this. I'm a sinner. I make mistakes.
okay, but do you? I get that, but as for someone that's saying, okay, I'm 100%. I believe in God. God paves the way. I believe
But you believe in
100% in the
God too.
Bible.
So my
Yeah, and
thing
that's
is
why I'm
you believe in
saying
God
God
too.
would
So
never, God would never accept that.
you can't drop the same gems that you're trying to drop on me, and then I'm trying to tell you the same thing that you're trying to tell about me. You understand?
No, I get that. I
You
100%.
know
And
what
don't
I'm
take it
saying? So
personal. I'm just trying to kind of
I'm not
look at it and say, okay,
I'm not taking it.
I'm gonna take advice and say, okay, maybe that it could be how it came off. Even because I feel your energy. I don't feel that deep down that was your intentions. I feel like you just favor one sister more than you do the other.
right.
Well,
So
honestly,
because you
I
favor
like
more,
Tashawn. I like China.
exactly.
I like Tashiki's music. I like Tehran. I like all of them. But at the
But you
end of
don't
the
like
day,
Tashiki off of the
I'm a call a spade what a spade is. If I
a
see something
scripted
that's
show though,
malicious,
off of a scripted show though. So you're
Right,
saying things are malicious off of a show that is scripted to make her look malicious.
right.
And people could say the same about Rock. People could say, okay, well, we think Rock is malicious when we all know Rock is not that way. Is with the show are making them both look malicious.
Yep.
So you
A
can't. You say
dumbass
you see
show.
a yeah. You say you see a spade for a spade, but I read energy and I can see way deeper than that. So, and I
Right.
knew something when she told me all that was scripted. I said I knew it because something was fishy.
yeah,
I
but
wasn't buying that.
China Ben said that was scripted. But I'm not
Yep.
talking about just the show. It's more than just the show. You understand? It's
But
more
what
of
are you
the
talking
live.
about the family as far as like the essay and all of that? Because it wasn't just Tifa that did it.
It
Right.
He was
it's
telling
all
and
it's
I didn't.
I don't know what you're getting this idea of, like, you know, Tashiki. It's not just Tashiki, it was also Tessa. You know what I'm saying? What I'm
It
basically
was
saying is
5 of
that
them. I listened to her son. I listened, and everybody in the comments kept saying they didn't care about it made me sick to see that those people in those comments didn't care that the nephew
Right.
was really hurting. And all they kept saying was Tashiki's disgusting. Tashiki this. Oh, what did Tashiki do? It's like all they cared about was him talking about Tashiki. When it's just like,
Yep.
okay, well, when he's trying to tell you, and as soon as he started talking about the other people that were doing it, the other siblings, everybody went straight. They didn't want to hear it. They all just kept
Right.
going back to, oh, so what else did Tifa do? What else? And I'm just like, you guys don't care. Stop acting like you care. You want him to say what
Right.
he's saying because all you care about is the fact that you're Team Rock and you
Yep.
want Tashiki to look a certain way. When, in my opinion, even knowing and coming out and expressing what me and my siblings did as younger kids, we don't necessarily. Everybody is different. Do I
Yep.
feel like she should come and apologize one on one 100%? She may just be a little bit like, well, she's definitely embarrassed. I know that. I would be embarrassed 100%. I'm
Right.
embarrassed to even talk about it with my own siblings about the stuff that happened behind closed doors. So
Yep.
she's not gonna want to sit here and everybody is pushing to, oh, lie to test, lie to test, lie, because they want to see that. That's not
Yep.
gonna no, that's something that needs to be done in between the family. That's none of our business. They were all children. If she
Right.
did that, something was done to her as well. They were all victims.
Yeah, by the grandparents. By the
Yes,
grandparents.
they were, but
Yeah.
everybody is just like, oh, and your nephew absolutely is a victim, but everybody's just looking because they don't care 100%. Oh, he's a victim. No, that's not what they care about. I'm looking
No.
at it like I care about them all, and I feel like they're all victims from it. I look deeper at it, and I'm like, okay, what? And the nephew said that he saw, the older uncle touching
That's my son.
on, yeah, okay, yeah, your son. I listened to every word that he was saying. I wasn't just judging or listening just because I hated one person. That's not what I was listening for. I was listening because I felt for him. And I looked at the situation like, okay, she had to be a victim to be that young to even, how is that even in your mind?
Well,
We
you
saw
can't say that.
hundreds.
Well, you can't say that because
She was like 11 or 12 when she went live and said the little boy raped her because she wanted to go out with her little boyfriend.
And I
The
think
detective
he said
came to
it
my
started when
house.
she was 9.
Yeah.
That's young as hell to, like I said, me and my siblings, we thought having sex was humping. That's what we thought, because that's all we saw. We never saw anything penetrating or anything like that. Now, if we saw that, it may have been a little bit different. Or if it was happening to us, it may have been a little bit different. But we had a different type of abuse, so it's, and I don't know, I feel like people are really going deep into family trauma, that's something that everybody should kind of get together, and I do feel like the nephew deserves an apology from all of them. I like Tashiki, I like Rock, I like you, I like your son, but I'm not going to sit here and start choosing sides, because I look at the bigger picture of everything, and I feel like they were all victims. And that's what's sad. And I could imagine what you're going through, China, because that's your child. So I could imagine, at looking at the siblings in a type of way, but you're all, I like that you're also a big sister as well. You're a mother and you're a big sister. So you also are looking at it in all ways. And I feel like what hurts you the most is that you're not getting an apology. Everybody is denying it. And I feel like that's, just tell the truth. And I know that that's all you want, is to just tell the truth. You don't even have to do it online in front of everybody.
Nope.
Tell the truth to say sorry to my son, and we can, go about it by that. Yeah. I just think that she has her own traumas, and she probably is. Some people, once you start talking about that and that can of worms get opened, she needs healing. In order for her to be able to come forward and apologize, she needs to heal and get therapy for what happened to her as well, for her to come forward, because I feel like she has that can of worms. And also it could be a thing where, and I may be wrong, but just like how I said with my sister, how she has that selective memory, she doesn't 100% remember, but you would know more than I do, so she may 100% remember. She's just, in order for her to open up that can of worms, she has to open up the can of worms of what happened to her as well.
Yeah.
So it's deep, and I just feel like, it's a lot with people kind of injecting themselves into things and kind of just Tifa, when everybody is team. Who I think he said either Tareen or Tessa was one of the worst ones. I forgot what sister it was that he said.
Tareen was worse when it came to beating them up. She used to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, Tariq said that she beat him up so bad it was bruises and all of that, and they would punch him in the nose and he would be bleeding. It was a lot that he said.
So he must have said Tessa was the one that did the worst, but it's like everybody's on.
No, Tessa. China said that Tessa didn't do the worst.
Right.
Tessa was the one that played. Tessa was the one that played house.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I know the only story I heard with Tashiki, and because he had a whole bunch more stories to tell about the red of them.
Tashiki brought him in the bathroom. Tashiki brought him in the bathroom and tried to suck his pee-pee and do certain things or whatever.
She said that she humped him and then pulled his pants down and tried to suck his pee-pee. But I didn't hear any after that. I had asked him, I'm like, okay, is that all?
Yeah.
Because everybody else had multiple stories.
Yeah.
And Mookie was aiming at his butt,
Mookie
and
and
it's not.
Eugene did some wrong shit. They did some trifling shit.
Mhm. And
They did
those
them
are the
dirty.
ones, but in everybody's mind, they don't care about all the rest of them. They're just Tifa because
Right.
her and Vanya
Well,
are having issues. So
Right.
it's
I mean, now the blogs are saying everybody did it. Like, there's certain people in the blogs that are saying that all five of them did it. You know what I'm saying?
They all five
he
of them.
said
They
that. See,
all
before I
five of
saw
them
the
definitely did
blogs,
something.
I heard what he said, and he came out his mouth and said all five of them. He had one story about about
Yeah.
It's
Tifa,
just that
and
China
then
said that China was only thrown out Tashiki because at the time Tashiki was denying it.
Right.
China wasn't trying to really throw Tessa out there because Tessa was playing house, but Tessa started telling everybody in the internet that she's lying. So
Right.
China felt
Damn, you
in her
really be
mind,
watching.
yeah, if you're gonna
You
go
be
and
on it.
basically tell the whole internet, oh, you lying,
and
then
then
China might feel you at
and the
first
reason
coming out with it.
why China didn't speak about her brothers because they already apologized to
Yeah,
Christian.
but yeah. But
I mean,
I'm gonna get
it's
the fuck off
still
of here, y'all. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to
okay.
sleep.
It was nice talking to you guys.
Y'all too. We'll be back on here tomorrow morning, probably about 11, 12.
Okay,
All
I'll
right,
be
good
back.
night,
I know what place
everybody.
now. Good
All
night,
right. Sweet
Rebecca.
dreams,
Good
y'all.
night, China.
Good
You
night,
too.
baby. Good night,
Bye
y'all.
bye. Good night. Bye.